All right, there we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another TTV PSN fan community game night. First time in a long time. Last time we did one of these was April. Apologies for the long gap in between streams, but it's been summer. We've kind of been a combination of busy slash lazy. And we would have done one for E3, but this E3 was, well, just kind of meh, so there wasn't really anything worth talking about. Not too much, anyway, to our opinion. So, without further ado, I am Princess1215, once again joined by Coca-Cola.
Howdy.
Sushi Yoda will, of course, be in chat as usual, and then we are also joined by Daxter Corp HD.
Hello.
So, today we are playing the Rainbow Six Siege Showdown Limited Time mode, which is, as you can see on the screen, it's cowboy themed, which is okay. I just, you know, I would say that it's weird. But last time we played this game, there were butterflies and rainbows and a teddy bear as a hostage. So, Rainbow Six Siege has done weirder things with its limited time modes. This one is actually pretty tame in comparison to what went on in April. It's just, so, I mean, this time we just don't have Pilakar getting himself banned. So, that was quite the way to end it. So we're gonna jump in here and play some cowboy fun times here. It's high noon, as those Overwatch kids like to say. So let's go ahead and get started. Validating multiplayer privileges. So it's
I'm not
yeah, he's not, it's yeah, as he was about to say, he's not playing, which is for one, he doesn't have the game, but it's fine that he doesn't have the game because it's a 3-man mode anyway. So you know, he couldn't play even if he wanted to. So yeah, so as I was about to say, it's July. It's summertime. How's everyone's summer's been going? Loka, you went on vacation very, very recently. How did that go?
That went very well in that I had just a good time in general and just got into some sort of vacation zen mode, which I'm still in, and everything just feels great. Other than that, whoa! Other than that, my summer hasn't really been that eventful thus far. But it's been fun. I went to a different place.
I'm down, guys. Immediately. Over here. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh no.
Gold had been spotted.
Oh boy. Ow, I'm down.
Yeah, so that's something that's worth noting. The deployable shields are back.
That gold was hot property.
Yep.
Only one of the gang still.
And I think Clash is too, finally, after she got removed from the game twice. So that's
Yep.
that's nice. And Sushi was just standing there. Sushi, you were there, right? You're not AFK right now, are you? Because that would be embarrassing. I said he was in chat, and maybe he's not in chat. Maybe he went off to do something. I just assumed.
Well, he picked recruit, so I guess he's still there.
Obviously, yeah.
Now this here's a tale, not
Recruit confirmed to be able to time travel.
fighting the gravel top gang in a
Yeah, it's funny that everyone here is in cowboy outfits except for Recruit, who's just, you know, Recruit. What?
Oh boy.
Excuse me? Where do? It's Cav. I'm gonna be so annoyed. Okay.
there was one
See, this shotgun that everyone has is so inaccurate. Cav fired point blank at me and it missed. So, I mean, see, and look at that again. Point blank missed. This shotgun is terrible.
It's absolutely awful.
Because it's not like the typical shotguns in Siege that have buckshot or a spread or anything. It's just 2 shells. So, I mean, I don't know how you miss from that distance.
Yeah, I don't think it has any spread. Like
It doesn't.
like the other shotguns. It's just I guess it's called slug shot. I haven't
it's
played
just two
the
slugs.
modern Battlefield in ages, so I can't remember.
It's like it's just a single shot.
Yeah. Also, that's another
Sorry.
track. So yeah, well, that was kind of my summer really. Haven't really done anything too special. So how have your summer been so far?
Only one.
Prince, you want to go first?
The overwhelm began. Then the law just up and left.
Hey, we actually went around. Look at that. I was too infuriated at what just happened to me to speak. Ash rushed in and shot me in the back of the head. It's like, aha. So yeah, my summer's been good. I've been getting a lot of work done on projects, including the epic and intense finale of Bionicle Reiterated, which you will be seeing later this fall, for those of you that are interested. Loka has read the script. I remember when he read the script,
Yes.
he sent me a message along the lines of screw you. I was trying to go to bed tonight at an early time that I stayed up way past my bedtime to read this, and now I'm feeling all sorts of emotions. So I think that's a thumbs up from Loka on the finale. So I won't say any more than that on the.
Yeah, it really was.
Excuse me, Recruit, you cannot use the Force.
Well,
Recruit just
removed
knifed me from like 3 feet away.
Come on, Cav, die, Cav, die, Cav.
Only one scoundrel.
I got
Hey,
her.
look at that! You knifed Cav instead of the other way around for once. That's nice.
Yeah, I
The deputies had won.
started reading the script one evening, I think, before going to bed or something, and then I got to a point where like, all right, now I can sleep or have to sleep, and then the next time I read the script, I was planning to once again just read a little bit, and I ended up reading the rest of it, which must have been like I don't know, 2/3 of it, of this entire script.
And it's a
something like
94-page script, so it's pretty lengthy.
Had the gold and
Yeah. But that's also all I'll say for that one. I don't want to spoil for others.
Oh, nade.
What? Who pinged the
Boom!
graveyard?
There you go. Bye, Maverick.
I guess it was. Whoa,
Oh,
what's
Ash
this?
is running around. She's... And,
the gang was on its left.
What?
Gold had been spotted. The deputies had arrived. They rushed in, shooting wild.
Well, I can't.
Excuse me.
The law left the gang to rot in the sun.
So he managed to shoot me point blank, but then when Cav tries to shoot me point blank, it misses. When Loka tries to shoot Cav point blank, it misses. I mean, that gun it's terrible.
So can't talk today for whatever reason. How's your summer been, Dexter?
It's been pretty good. I've been working my first summer job at a snow cone stand, so I got enough to buy a Switch and a PS Vita. You're welcome, Prentice.
Hey, Vita lives. You know Vita. Yeah, I mean, I mean, the PlayStation Vita logo was on a E3 stage this year. I think that was it's a sad state of affairs this E3 when that's the highlight of E3 is when the PlayStation Vita logo was on a conference stage. So, hey, Vita lives. Congratulations, the Vita is a great system.
Yeah,
It's just-
I'm going to be modding that thing, so it's going to lose all of its innocence.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that.
I don't mod my equipment, so.
Don't worry, it's dead in the dust. No one's gonna be making another game for it except for Atlas.
Well, and that's true. That's true. But I mean, the Vita was kind of the original Nintendo Switch in a way. The Switch kind of took all the great things about Vita and then did it a Nintendo stamp on it, and then because of that, then it became popular.
You mean
So,
better?
like anything Nintendo, it's just kind of okay, but then it becomes popular because it's Nintendo. So.
Oh, fight me. But yeah,
The Vita ripped
that'll
off
be-
the PSP Go. That's funny. Did this one guy take out all? This one guy took out all of us.
Yeah.
Does anyone even
He did.
remember the Go?
I remember the Go.
except
I
for
remember
Sushi.
the Go. I think I may have known someone that had it. Question mark? Maybe I can't. I'm trying to think. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Or maybe I just saw it. Oh, hey, Sushi has it.
I honestly didn't remember the PSP Go until it was brought up just now.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's okay.
So, okay. Just straight up
But yeah,
team kill.
but yeah, and I beg to differ on the E3 note. Prentice and I had a little argument over it. I think it was pretty substantial. I mean, then again, I love Doom, and I was very excited about that. And then I love Nintendo. Honestly, there's no one good console in my opinion, except for PC. Hell, PC Master Race.
PC's not a console. It's a contradiction of a statement there.
Only in Sith deals and absolutes. Oh, and yeah. So I was happy to see Banjo get included into Smash. No More Heroes 3 was pretty cool. Pokemon Scottish Editions looks pretty good right now. But yeah. So I don't know. So who's gonna start with the Star Wars banter other than me? Hope it's not just me. At least.
No, it's not just you. I mean that's going to be on the docket to play here again pretty soon. Is going to be Battlefront 2
Okay.
because Battlefront 2, goodness me, has that added a lot of stuff very recently.
Droidekas, baby, and they're not overpowered.
Yeah, with the Droideka, it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to of how to play them properly. But in some cases, I would think that. Okay.
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 All right, fine.
I don't.
Okay, so speaking of Battlefront 2, I was recently watching. I'm the commander now. Sweet. Sorry. I was recently watching Episode 3 again for the first time in a few years. I know. Call me a heretic. I probably am. But so when
I'm
watching
worse.
when watching it,
haven't.
we went. A friend and I were watching it and basically quoting every single thing that we could,
Yeah, because now it's because the entire movie's a
Yeah.
meme at this point.
and it's a good meme too. My favorite. We both recited the Tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise by heart. We're nerds. But we were going through the second disc, which has all the bonus content and
Oh,
Sex
yeah, a
Scene
lot of
Dying
bonus
Simulator.
content.
Oh, it's good. But we were watching it, and we see that there's a demo for Battlefront 2. with
Oh, yeah, the
unseen
original,
content.
uh-huh.
You can, if you
Yeah.
have an original Xbox, it will read it as a game disc.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it was available for the PS2 during the PlayStation 2 Jam demo disc, back when that was a thing. Kids, ask your parents what that was. I remember getting a few, like maybe one or two for my PS2, but that was about it.
Go.
I think it was just Ratchet and Clank 3 that was all I played on it,
Zone.
since I didn't know what a Beautiful Joe was.
Elsewhere.
But yeah, and they did it for both Battlefront 1 and 2, and I have managed to uncover some interesting beta content. Like unseen UIs, and different, I think there are different voice clips in both games.
Yeah, yeah. The original trailer for OG Battlefront 2 showcases some of this stuff. In the demo
Yeah.
version of OG Battlefront 2, were the command posts still green because they were instead of blue?
Yes.
Because because that's the way they were in the trailer, and then they changed them to blue, which is
Oh,
kind
and
of
the
what
starfighters,
Yeah.
the starfighters for the Republic ships had they had little stands that you could go on top of.
Yep, that's
like, that
something
were
they
holding
changed.
them
Oh
into place.
yeah, I remember that.
That was an interesting change in my opinion. I honestly didn't care that it was removed. Didn't change the game. It made it. It was still amazing.
Now, see,
But-
along that same line, if you also have Volume 1 and 2 of the Clone Wars micro series on DVD, and you have an original Xbox, you can play what I'm guessing is that same demo for Battlefront 2, and you can play the demo for Republic Commando.
Okay, now I have to go get this. Excuse me.
I can't remember if it's Volume 1 or 2 that has Republic Commando, but one of them, I think it may be Volume 2, because that
My
game
library
came out
has-
like right before Revenge of the Sith did.
Yes. My
So-
library happens to have the second volume, so I'll have to check that disc soon. Oh.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, thanks.
Defend. Go.
But yeah. Okay, thank you for telling me that Republic Commando is like one of my favorite Tom Clancy games ever.
Yeah, Republic Commando pretty much is Tom Clancy's Star Wars. It pretty much is. So
But it's got character that isn't, kind of boring. Okay, I'm probably being super mean there, but I cried whenever. Do we know what happened to Sev? I know what was supposed to happen to Sev, not what did.
yeah, in the EU, all we know about what happened to Sev is what happened in the game, because Karen Travis was not allowed to touch the character after what happened to him in the books, because there was still a very slim off chance that they would be able to do another game. And of course, they never did, and then it got sold to Disney, and so then those books don't have, and the book that game in the books didn't happen anymore. So. Currently,
Don't make
the
me cry
only
more than I
canon
do.
appearance of Delta Squad in canon is from Season 3 of Clone Wars, Witches of the Mist, whenever they show up for that brief moment. I mean, why they didn't just dedicate one singular episode to showing them do... I mean, they could... I mean, I would have loved for them... I think the Prosecutor level, series of
yes.
levels from the game would have made a great one-off episode of Clone Wars. That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, and I have bought Republic Commando, I believe, 3 times now. Once in the greatest hits version of the game for PC.
yeah.
It was like Battlefront.
Yeah, it's
Battlefront 2,
got
and
that and the
Republic
two
Commando.
Battlefronts, yeah, and I think Knights of the Old Republic.
No, that was a separate one.
That was a
with
separate one,
Jedi
okay.
Starfighter. But that's also it was like $15 at one point. Great
Yeah,
buy.
it was pretty cheap.
And then I bought it again for my Xbox. I have a 360. I know, heathen, but I believe there's no one good console. Except for that PC statement.
The gold was as good.
Don't worry, you'll get to love me soon.
All they had to do was
And then I bought it again recently through Steam because I lost my disc.
Volume 1, so Sushi says Volume 1 has the Republic Commando demo.
Okay. Alright, I'll have to go buy it then.
I
Yeah,
suppose
Welsh.
that makes sense, because Volume 1 came out on DVD right before Revenge of the Sith came out in theaters, and then Volume 2 came out on DVD after Revenge of the Sith had been in theaters, but before it hit DVD. And so, of course, both Volume 2 of Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith would have been out on DVD before Battlefront 2 hits shelves in November of 2005. So that
Okay.
tracks. That makes sense.
Alright, thanks, Sushi. Yeah, oh man, I'll always love Battlefront. But can we agree that the EA Battlefront was probably not the best one in the series?
When
Or
it
definitely
first
not the
when it
best one?
first when it first came out, when it first came out, I would concur. At this point, I think it's in the running to be potentially the best one in the series.
Seconds remain.
Now,
No, not two.
nowadays,
The first-
especially
like
with
20.
since they keep adding content.
Discover.
No, not Battlefront 2. I think the new one is fantastic,
They
and
have 5 seconds.
frankly, Dice's like dedication to the series is heartwarming. But
Between the legs.
no, I'm talking about the 2015 release.
Oh, okay. So Battlefront 2015. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
Yeah,
never
you
heard
didn't
of the
clarify that very well. Battlefront
Sorry.
2015. I think it's not the worst game in the series, but that's only because there's a mobile game.
There is.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the
There's
one that appeared on like the DS and the PSP, right? We're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about that. There was there's like an old cell phone mobile game that came out that you could only play on like your old Nokia type flip phones. That was horrendous. I don't even think screenshots exist of this game, but there is there is like the cover art because it came out around the time of I hate Cav, no matter what weapon she has. It came out around the time of Elite Squadron, so in 2009, and so it shares some of the same cover art. Some of the same cover art.
Strange release date.
Yeah, it shares some of the same cover art, but but the clone trooper that's on the cover art is actually Denal from Clone Wars, which he was in like 2 or 3 episodes, and then Cad Bane killed him. In Cargo of Doom, and then he wore his armor to escape. So I found it interesting that he was on the cover for whatever reason. So since that game exists, that's probably going to be the worst in the series.
All right.
I'm not a huge fan of Renegade Squadron, but even then, I think it is probably above Battlefront 2015 just because it has a story mode, and the story mode's actually pretty decent.
Is that the one on the PSP? Was that the
There's
Battlefront
2.
3?
There's 2 on the PSP.
Elite and Rogue.
Yeah, Renegade.
Isn't it just the same game, but just Renegade? Thank you.
Yeah.
Weren't they like just the two eras, but in 2 different games?
No.
I don't remember quite enough.
I had both of them at one point because I had a PSP.
Okay.
Renegade Squadron. There was certainly more of an emphasis. Whoa. There was certainly more of an emphasis on. There's certainly more of an emphasis on the original trilogy in Renegade Squadron because that was the story mode, that was the campaign. Oh, thanks, Sushi. But the Clone Wars was playable in that game. I got you, Loka. But yeah, Renegade Squadron the story was about Renegade Squadron, which was a elite unit in the rebellion during the Galactic Civil War, and actually, the Renegade Squadron sort of kind of ended up being partially the inspiration between for Twilight Company, in my eyes. Which where was it? Really, she was up on the roof. Okay. Which Twilight Company was, which is what the campaign of Battlefront 2015 was going to be before they scrapped it very early on and just had some basic story treatments that they ended up giving to Alexander Friedman to write the novel for.
Alexander Freed.
Yeah, Alexander Freed. Thank you, Luca. So that's a pretty good book. I really like that book, and there's certain times in that book you can see, oh, this was totally supposed to be a video game level, because when do people actually ever use zip lines in combat that's not a video game? So it's like, oh, here's a time where they're using zip lines. That was going to be a video game level. So that was Renegade Squadron. Then Elite Squadron Elite Squadron was Battlefront 3. The PSP and DS versions, and the only version of the game that ever got finished, because the console versions were having so many development problems that it did.
Nope. Sorry, they were finished. It's 95% complete. It's somewhere. We don't know where though.
Yeah, in an alpha build.
No, it's 95% complete.
Yeah,
It
that,
just
that's
needs to be debugged. Or I'm sorry, I might be thinking of Star Fox 2. I apologize. Carry on.
Yeah, Battlefront 3, because we have so many gameplay videos of them from like the 2 or 3 different versions that ended up existing from Free Radical and the other because that game ended up being covered by like 2 or 3 devs over its existence, and there's a lot of chunks out there that have ended up being released via YouTube videos and stuff that it exists in an alpha build, but yeah, there is a lot of that game, but it didn't really ever get finished completely, and so it ended up getting stuck in development and then canceled. But the PSP and DS versions ended up being finished because they were just worked on quietly, and then LucasArts canceled the console release, and then they realized, oh, hold on a second, the teams that we had on the mobile mobile versions actually got it finished. So what a surprise. So now that's interesting. I'll get to that in a second. So they actually ended up releasing those versions in 2009, and we didn't as the public did not realize that those were supposed to be the mobile versions of Battlefront 3 up until a couple years later when the devs from Battlefront 3 then told us all this stuff. At the time, it seemed like that people were like, "Oh, this is really dumb. These would have made these were the ground to space. That's a great idea. Why didn't they turn this into a console game?" Well, that was the plan, and then plans changed. So,
wait, but this whole operation was your idea. I'm sorry. Carry on.
So, yeah. So I love Elite Squadron. I love Elite Squadron a lot. The campaign. Here's the thing about Elite Squadron. Between the 2 games, there's a really good story in there. The PSP version has the better gameplay, of course, but the DS version has the better story.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because the DS game actually takes some time because of the way the cutscenes are presented in the DS game. It's this really nice art that's drawn on everything, and so it gives the characters time to talk and everything, and so you have an idea of who these characters are, and then X2, the protagonist, you see him, and I can't remember her name, but he ends up with a love interest, and you see them start to form a relationship in the end days of the rebellion, in the early days of the New Republic in the EU. And then the PSP game is essentially the same story, but then the cutscenes are just relegated to, and I think this is partly where this is where it was affected, where the cancellation of the console version affected the PSP release, because early on in the game there are a lot of in-game cutscenes, but then as the game goes on there becomes less and less of those, and it ends up being relegated to just reused movie footage. And then so you go and you look at the YouTube videos of what does exist of Battlefront 3 on consoles. You see that the cutscenes that exist for the console versions are just basically shot for shot. It's the exact same dialogue and everything, because it was going to be the same story. Of course, the PSP version was going to be a little truncated, because that's a grenade. Because it's an inferior piece of hardware compared to a PS3, obviously, because it's a handheld. DS. Or a DS, because it's a handheld. So, I do not like this mode at all. Anyway, so you can kind of see that it's like they weren't able to put all the cutscenes in the game because the console version didn't get all those cutscenes acted out or anything, or to where they didn't have anything else to go on, so they just ended up throwing movie footage in there eventually to make up for it. And so partly because of this, the characters don't get well fleshed out completely, and then there's also the fact that some of the voice acting in the PSP version is terrible, especially from the love interest whose name I can't remember. Her voice acting is terrible. I'm not even sure it's a voice. I don't even think they got a voice actress. I think they just used the temporary audio that they recorded before they. And that's how bad it is. It feels like that they just got one of the devs to record temporary lines and they kept it. So, but
yeah, that gets really noticeable when it's some intern.
So that's unfortunate. But the gameplay saves the story because the gameplay in the PSP in the DS version is not really that great. It's not what you would think of. It's definitely not what you think of when you think of Battlefront gameplay.
Well, it's on the PSP. What are you gonna do? I mean, I played
no, the DS version, not the DS version. It's not the gameplay you would think of when you think of Battlefront. It's top down, right? It's top down. It's very different. So that's an issue. But of course, it's the DS. Some differences needed to be there because it's a completely different system. So. Yeah, so the story saves the DS version, but then the gameplay saves the PSP version. So between the two, there's a good game there. So I'm still very fond of Elite Squadron. Okay. So and I would rate it pretty high. I would rate it probably underneath the original Battlefront 2. That's my top 3 that probably goes around and shifts from time to time. The current Battlefront 2, original Battlefront 2, and Elite Squadron. And then after that, there's a drought, and then we get Battlefront 2015, which probably maybe the worst game in the series. But all things considered, I don't think it's a bad game. Even then, it has its problems for sure. Like, I mean, in the moment playing, it's a little weird, but I don't have too much of an issue with the tokens that you have to pick up for heroes and starfighters and stuff.
I kind of liked it actually.
Yeah, I mean it was different. I kind of enjoyed it for what it was because this is the thing with Battlefront 2015 is they announced that DICE is going to be making a new Battlefront game. We're actually going to get a new Battlefront game. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. We haven't had one since 2009, and even then a lot of people don't know about that. So some people don't think we've had a Battlefront game since 2005. So everyone was so excited, but the comments on the internet were immediately, "Don't make it a Battlefield clone. Don't make it a Battlefield clone. Don't make it." Everyone was saying, "Don't make it a Battlefield clone." But then me, as a big Battlefield fan, immediately saw that the original Battlefronts were Battlefield clones. There's no, I mean, you talk to the devs that made those games. They said, we based it off of Battlefield very clearly. So
it was based off of a mod of Battlefield 1942, actually.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was based off of a mod, and then LucasArts said to Pandemic, "All right, because Pandemic had already made the 2003 Clone Wars video game for them, and so because of that."
Was it good?
I really enjoyed that. That was like one of, besides the original Lego Star Wars, that was like one of the very first Star Wars games I ever played. So it was enjoyable. It's probably thinking back to it, it may be a little clunky because it's a PS2 game. A lot of video games from back then are a little clunky compared to modern control schemes and stuff. But yes, Sushi. There's a 2003 Clone Wars game. It's made by Pandemic, the same guys that made the original 2 Battlefronts. Look it up. It's interesting. The story is interesting, if not a little bit out there. And it's very much non-canon now because, of course, Legends. But
please don't remind me.
But and this is the thing, is that the TX-130, that's the game that it originated from. The TX-130 does not actually originate from Battlefront 2004 and Battlefront 2 2005. It actually originates from the 2003 Clone Wars game, because that, more than any other vehicle in the game, that was the vehicle you controlled most of the time. You occasionally got to control a walker, some speeder bikes here and there. You got the rare moment where you actually got to run around on the ground, and what I thought of at the time was very clunky gameplay. But hold on. the Republic gunship, that was that and the TX-130. Those were the two vehicles you control the most. But but of course, everyone remembers the TX-130 from the original Battlefront games. So I love that it's in. I love that they added it to the new one. I think it's great that it's in there now. So.
Oh yeah. So okay, back on the Battlefront 3 note. There is a mod for Battlefront 2. It requires a bit more of a beefy PC, but it aims to recreate the entirety of the original.
It does, and that's a very valiant effort from those modders. That's really cool that they did that.
Oh yeah, it's one of the. I think it's one of the cooler mods I've seen, especially for Battlefront 2. And I've seen a lot.
Yeah. So in terms of Battlefront 2015, it's a small wonder that whenever the game came out, everyone's saying, "Oh, this isn't what we wanted. What is this? This isn't anything like the original Battlefront games." And then everyone kind of realized, "Oh wait, the original Battlefronts were Battlefield clones." So it's again small wonder that Battlefront 2 2017 is a little closer to Battlefield. It still has its differences, but it is a lot closer. Especially now that capital supremacy is a thing. So
third-person heroes, not quite as much fun. You know, that kind of thing. I'm just kidding at this point. Okay, and just saying, right now I'm playing Battlefield 1, and I'd like to thank Battlefront personally for making me love these games.
Well, and so you say you're having fun with Battlefield 1. I don't really care for Battlefield 1 all that much. I think it's kind of one of the lesser Battlefield games. Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, and Battlefield 3, but that's on another system at this point, another whole console generation. Those games are really where it's at when it comes to Battlefield. That's Battlefield at its height.
Have you played 1943 yet?
No, because again, that's from a bygone era at this point, and I don't really think that it was ever released on PS3. Well, maybe it was. It was. That's right.
I've still got it on my hard drive. I love the game to death.
Yeah, so Sushi's saying in chat that he really liked the atmosphere in Battlefield 1. They captured that really, really well. But when it came to the moment-to-moment gameplay, I just didn't like the gunplay because I don't really. I'm having some issues with that right here. It's like I don't really like semi-automatic weapons. I prefer fully automatic weapons that I can control in bursts. I can shoot them in bursts, in controlled bursts. So that way I feel like I'm more in control of the situation. Because here with this shotgun, it's like, okay, well that's one round, that's 2 rounds. Now we gotta reload, and I feel like it takes longer to do everything. So considering that Battlefield 1 is World War I, and there's a lot of those type of weapons because it was World War I, that kind of takes away from my enjoyment of the game a bit because of that. That's just a me thing, really. I mean, I think the game was put together really well. I mean, it had a great launch, because here's the thing about Battlefield games. They're not known for their great launches. You thought the launch to Battlefront 2 was bad with the loot box controversy?
Battlefield 4.
Yeah, with the loot box controversy. That's nothing compared to past releases of Battlefield, where they're just unplayable when they first launch because of whatever reason. Battlefield 4, as you're alluding to, Battlefield 4 terrible at launch. It really only became, and that was in 2013, fall 2013. It did not really become playable until February 2014, and even then it was still a buggy mess. But at that point, Loka and I sort of kind of agree on this, is that at that point the glitches were contained to where whenever they happened, they were like fun little additional features almost that kind of added to the experience almost, like being able to send a Jeep to the moon by hitting a rock a certain way. That's just, come on, that's just fun. That's fun.
Yes.
The rubber banding was mostly taken care of. You weren't falling through the map much anymore. So the bigger issues were dealt with. So the glitches that did exist at that point were pretty much just were kind of fun. Okay.
Well, I enjoy good physics glitch. Personally, I'm glad that I've seen so many in Battlefield 1. Well, I say so many. I got a guy in a land ship T-posing without the land ship. It was beautiful. Like he was clearly in a tank, but what am I trying to say? You could see his model, his character model.
Oh.
And he was T-posing over everyone, asserting his dominance, floating in the air, by the way.
And that's another one of those things that, because it happens so rarely, it's actually sort of just kind of a, look at that, and it doesn't detract from the experience. I mean, yes, it's video games. We know we know that video games have the tendency to be glitchy sometimes, and as long as, and that's not really, from his perspective, nothing's wrong. It's just a visual thing. So that's really more, I would say that's more adding to the experience rather than taking away from it. Unless you are playing the game to be super immersed in World War I and you're like role-playing or something, then it's like, yeah, you're not going to see anyone T-posing in World War I. That's not right.
Yeah, that wasn't a meme back then.
Yeah, it wasn't a meme back then, exactly. But, so I could see that, some people not liking it because of that, but I mean, that's the thing. I play video games to have a fun time, and I find stuff like that funny. So I have a so that adds to my experience. So that's like several months back at this point, Loka and I when we were waiting for Capital Supremacy to even be named. We went back to Battlefield 4 for an afternoon just to kind of have some nostalgia. And there was a moment when we were on a map, and then the tail of a crashed helicopter starts glitching out and flying through the air and doing all these crazy acrobatics, and I kind of went, whoa! And Luca goes, oh, so you saw that too? And I went, yeah, I saw it too. And we just had a nice laugh over that because there's people running around with guns and explosions, and it's like, we gotta take this flag, move, move, move! And then there's a helicopter tail just glitching out all over the place. It's just one of those funny video game things that add to the experience, if you ask me. So
yeah, I mean, it depends really on what kind of glitch it is, and also how frequent it happens. I mean, something like that doesn't happen every 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's once
fun.
in a while.
Speaking of glitches,
I saw.
Go ahead, Loka, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if that did happen every 10 seconds, it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, then it would be a broken game. But whenever it happens, occasionally, or and Sushi's typing something, so he's AFK, and he's gonna sit there and get killed. But now, a glitch that does ruin the experience is when you're flying to the Venator on Naboo, and then the game crashes. That's a bad glitch.
Oh.
That's a bad glitch.
Okay, that explains so much to what happened. It wasn't my internet.
Yeah, no, that was whenever the Naboo content dropped. That was a glitch. That was a known glitch that they had. I think they fixed that, but
yeah, they have.
That was annoying. Trying to play the map, it crashing. It's like, oh, that's a problem. And that's also kind of DICE games. I've been seeing a lot of videos recently, and I don't know. Battlefield 5 may just be in a worse place than Battlefront 2 is at this point, which is worrisome.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of videos about Battlefield 5 about how often things get broken in that game, and it's like, you guys have been playing Battlefield games for a while, right? You know that whenever DICE patches something, it tends to also break something in the process. This is just something that happens. I figured you guys would be used to that by now, but I don't know. It may be
if
more
it may be catastrophic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It seems like, from what I've been seeing, it may possibly be game breaking. So it may be more catastrophic than what it usually is, which is kind of worrisome for Battlefield 5.
Things were heating up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, let me. It didn't let. Oh well, like it would. I've got knife from the back anyway. But I hate that when it doesn't. That's a problem. That's a problem I have with this game, which I think may be a glitch. It may not. I don't know. Is that when you're reloading, it doesn't let you switch to your secondary, which is kind of an important thing. Sometimes it just won't let you switch if you're in the middle of your reload cycle.
Yeah.
So I couldn't switch there.
Yeah, I really noticed that in this game mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So going back to Battlefront, thinking about it, I've thought about it a little bit as we've been talking. If I had to give my list right now, starting from worst to best, I think my ranking of the Battlefront games is whatever the heck that mobile game was that was on phones, just by default because it's a mobile game. Then Renegade Squadron. No. Yeah, Renegade Squadron. Battlefront 2004, Elite Squadron, Battlefront 2 2017, and then Battlefront 2 2005, and then the two Battlefront 2s can kind of flip-flop depending on what mood I'm in, because I really like both of those games. So I think that's my ranking as of right now. Oh, did we not enter queue? I didn't hit the button enter queue. Oops.
Yeah, I was wondering why we were just
That's
sitting
some
in the
dude. There's some mad absolutes coming from a man within high ground and range. I tell you what.
And that's the thing with the exception of wait, hold on. I said Battlefront 2015, didn't I? I think I did. No, I didn't.
Right.
I skipped it.
Your first place.
Yeah, I think you skipped.
Dang it. Okay, so phone game, Renegade Squadron, Battlefront 2015, Battlefront 2004, Elite Squadron, Battlefront 2005, or Battlefront 2 2017, Battlefront 2 2005, and then the two Battlefronts can flip-flop depending on what mood I'm in. That's it. I was about to say, hold on, I never said 2015. So yeah, and that's the thing.
The list makes sense.
Yeah,
You put 2004 underneath like Elite Squadron or something, and I'm like, Because I'll tell you, my earliest gaming moments happened with that game. I will always love it, no matter how stupid the animations are.
And that's the thing. I love, with the exception of the phone game, because A, I haven't played it, and B, it's a phone game. With the exception of that one, I love all of these games. They may have their problems, but I think they're all good games. Battlefront 2015 included.
And Battlefront 1 happens to have the best map ever made. Renvar Harbor. That's the thing. Renvar Harbor is great. I'm the only one alive right now. Blasted. So, and that's the thing. The only reason Battlefront 2004 ranks so low is because it was the first Battlefront game. So there's these features that we usually think of when we think of Battlefront games, and they're not there because it was the first. Those features didn't exist yet, like space combat and heroes. Even that stuff was even in Battlefront 2015 because, well, it wasn't the first Battlefront game. So. Yeah, no sprinting in the original. That was another thing. Although to make up for it, you could go prone. You could go prone in the original Battlefront, which is something you haven't been able to do since. So that's something that's got over it. And it's like, why can't we go prone in Battlefront 2 2017? I kind of want to know that.
Bring back prone.
Because then it'd be a big fat rip-off of a Battlefield game instead of just a big one.
Yeah, it'd be a big fat instead of a big one, right? So, oh my goodness.
Okay. All right, so
that's stupid. Stupid.
I saw you playing Sonic Mania recently.
Oh,
what did you think of it?
So I played the first level and immediately uninstalled it. It is not for me. I can just from opening up the menu, just from opening up the menu and playing through the first level and seeing like the intro cinematic. I can understand that is a quality game that fans of that franchise must adore it. Not for me. It's definitely not for me.
Here.
So,
have you seen the crap we've had to deal with, like Sonic Forces?
And that's the thing. That's so far the first and only Sonic game I've ever played. That's a franchise.
Oh, you poor soul.
That's a franchise that I think I left behind long ago. It seems like it's one of those franchises that's possibly, if I'd been playing that back in the day, maybe I wouldn't be a gamer nowadays because it's one of those. Oh, it's a video game. It's for kids. It's not an art medium. It's just this fun entertainment thing. That's where I kind of was in the.
So look, you're European, right? Tell them about the magic of the Mega Drive, please.
Oh, you said...
I haven't played the Mega Drive. I can't help there,
Being
unfortunately.
spotted the goal.
Wait, so I was right?
Oh.
Yes, I knew it.
Then the log
No,
is
no, Loka is in fact European, but he has not played that, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
See, and I thought you said I was European for a second. I'm like, nope, definitely not European.
No.
But I did not hear the part where you said Loka. So,
gunshot.
Yeah, no, you sound really white.
oh, I glow in the dark. I'm so white.
I can't go within 10 feet of a pool without first having a long sleeve stun shirt. Which people still think that I'm trying to like kill off myself, but I'm really just wearing a long sleeve stun shirt. It also means I have low self-esteem. Which isn't completely lies. It's pretty true.
Can relate.
Kid.
I'll have to be honest. The only Sonic game I played is a demo, and I
Oh,
don't
of what?
even I
What-
think it may
2D
be
or
Sonic
3D?
Unleashed, but I don't remember.
Oh.
It was on the PS3. That's as far as I remember.
It was on the PS3? Or it wasn't?
It was a demo on the PS3, so
PS3. Oh,
I think it
PSP.
was.
No, he's saying-
PS3.
3. Oh, sorry. P and 3 sound the same. I apologize.
It does.
Oh,
It
that's-
does kind of sound the same over a mic.
Yeah.
But, okay, so, yeah, it was either Unleashed or possibly Generations. Unleashed was fun, except for the
I don't know
Werehog
what this
thing.
guy was doing.
That was stupid.
He's
I'm
just
a
putting
Sonic
down
guy.
barbed wire.
Yeah, it was definitely the Werehog. 'cause I
Okay, yeah, it
remember
was
that
Unleashed.
so-
The best version of that game is actually on the Wii and PS2.
Oh, so it's like the Force Unleashed.
I have not played the PS2 version of that game or the Wii version. I happen to have a ROM that a friend gave me of the PSP version, which I'll be installing.
It's
tomorrow.
the same version as the Wii and the PS2 version. It just doesn't have motion controls because it's not the Wii.
Okay. Oh, but the PS2 version had motion controls?
No, it didn't
I
either
know.
because it was
Yeah.
the PS2 version. But yeah, that's it's funny. The PS3 and Xbox 360 versions had better graphics, but the PS2, the PSP, and the Wii versions actually had a better story because it had more story. So so it's funny. I always remember loving the first Force Unleashed game. It's like, oh yeah, the story's actually pretty great. And then I talk to people that only play like the 360 or the PS3 versions. Like the story doesn't really make much sense. The characters aren't really well defined. And I'm like, well, hold on, what about that whole great Bespin level? And they're like, wait, what Bespin level? I'm like, oh, these versions are very different. So
No, there was a Bespin version in the 360 version. I should know. I got it. The 7th gen. There was a Bespin level. I'm not sure if you'd call it great. But then again,
Well,
every game back in that era was going through this really cool. Oh, God of War is a huge franchise and people love it. Let's
right,
make it.
well, but that's the thing. I know that there's a Bespin level in the 360 and PS3 versions, but it's very short. And it's also very different from the other versions. Like isn't it basically? I'm trying
It's
because I
basically
think
you're gonna go get that. What's that dude you took who you like gouged his eyes out or something?
Oh right, Coda, General Coda.
Coda,
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
here's the thing.
I was gonna say something stupid.
Yeah, so yes, that is true. That's what it was on the 360 and PS3 versions. In the PSP, PS2, and Wii versions, that was actually changed from Bespin to Nar Shaddaa, and you picked him up on Nar Shaddaa. Then the Bespin level was completely different, and you were there to recruit Senator Garbel Iblis to join the rebellion. And so
Okay,
the level was completely different. It was much longer. You fought Mandalorians, including one of the Mandalorian War Basilisk droids machines.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Where's this been all my life?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
All right, so I'm in church, right? And I have an existential crisis. Can't the Force Unleashed 1 and 2 possibly fit into the current canon?
No, they cannot.
Rogue One.
And Rebels.
Was it 'cause of Rogue
Stuff
One?
that happens in Rebels as well. Especially,
you know
especially since
Rebels
Kanan
can go
is
dino-
essentially sort of kind of the canonized version of Ram Coda.
Ready for a fight.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm about to say something really weird. This is probably gonna like make you a little mad, but Rebels can go die in the fire.
Rebels is great.
I did not like it. And first off, the animation is jank, as I'll get out. It looks atrocious.
No, it doesn't.
I kind of
And that, well,
go look up a picture of oh, what's that? Who's that pirate guy?
Hondo.
He's the dude who Hondo. Thank you. Go look up a picture of him and that, and him in the Clone Wars.
it's stylized. Both shows are
not
very
good.
stylized, and they both have two very different styles. I wouldn't say that it's jank.
One's minimalistic trash. The other one's godlike animation.
I wouldn't call Clone Wars minimalist trash.
No, I did no. I'm talking about Rebels. Yeah, you best watch
I
your
know
mouth,
exactly.
son.
I know exactly what you meant.
Also, can I just say that Hondo's probably the best character ever? He
was
two
so-
Jedi drunk, and one of them was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Hondo that seems that's only been revealed today. That people have only really started to notice today. So Hondo plays a big part in Galaxy's Edge. At the new Disney attractions. Hondo plays a big part there.
We're pirates. We don't know what that means.
Dang it. So Hondo plays a big part in that theme park attraction, and also the one and only ride that they've got currently, because it's the only one that's open. The other two are still in
Star
progress.
Tours.
So and that's not counting Star Tours. So
Okay, that's not a ride. That's not a ride.
So in the Smuggler's Run ride at Galaxy's Edge, Hondo has his own ship. The name of Hondo's ship is the Katuni, which is the same name as one of the Jedi Padawans that he met during Clone Wars and had a little adventure with. So Katuni was the Jedi Padawan that sort of kind of melted his cold-hardened heart, and had him have a change of heart to where they went back for Ahsoka and the other younglings when they were being pursued by Grievous. And so the fact that Hondo's ship is named after that Jedi Padawan is a little bit of that's actually really sweet. Yeah, as a kind of in tribute thing, because those Padawans that were in that episode, they're probably very dead, right? They probably got murdered by Anakin and the clones. Yeah, we don't know what happened to them.
Speaking of younglings,
yeah,
okay,
we don't.
Speaking of younglings, when are we getting youngling hunt mode? I'm just saying,
I don't think we're ever going to get youngling hunt mode, because we don't know what happened to them specifically, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that they
either died or got dead.
Yeah, I would love to see like one or two of them pop up as a survivor that happened to be like maybe they were on another field trip off world or something with Huang, and so then
like Tag and Bink, right?
Yeah, like
right?
they're the canon versions of Tag and Bink. So I think that would be nice. That'd be nice if some of them managed to survive, or maybe because they were so young and they were just kids. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, I have no problem with the clones shooting up Master Rancis, so to speak. Yeah. It's like, who cares about that guy? Yeah, he was probably one. He was probably one.
Maybe it's just the prequel memer in me, but I'd like to see them all die. I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm now on the FBI's most wanted list.
It's like if that, I mean, he's a big snake guy with a beard, and he doesn't even have any lines in the movies. He only ever has lines in the Clone Wars. So it's like, what, who really cares about that guy? He can die. He was probably one of the Jedi Masters that was keeping the Jedi Council back, and what led to the fall of the Jedi Order to begin with. But I'm just like, those poor kids. No, that's Revenge of the Sith is so dark. Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do? Lightsaber turns on. They're dead. It's so dark.
That actor before. I met the kid before, actually.
Yeah, he's been popping up on the internet. He's been popping up on the internet recently at cons and stuff. People have been going, "This is the kid that Anakin killed in Revenge of the Sith." That's cool. So, So,
Wow. That's pretty cool that he was able to save himself, but not others. I'm sorry, this is kind of like a reverse Darth Plagueis the Wise.
so yeah.
Also, my favorite character. Oh man, the movie is so good, I have to say. And then the fight between Palpatine and Yoda, like versus Obi-Wan and Anakin. Obi-Wan and Anakin was so much better. It's fast and like they move around everywhere. I love it. Like,
yeah, it's great.
I'm sorry, I just watched it and I've noticed like the differences between that one and the Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan Anakin versus Count Dooku in Episode 2. That was kind of slow. Episode 3 just works out so well. Also, rip Shaq-Ti for like the 4th or 5th time in the deleted scenes.
we don't actually know when Shakti died. We know for a fact that she got killed off during Order 66, but we don't know if she was on. Actually, hold on. I think it may have changed recently. I think they may have confirmed that
she died. She died whenever.
She
died in The Force Unleashed, right?
No, because The Force Unleashed isn't canon. That's right. So it was a comic actually. I always forget about the comics. It was a comic that canonized when she died. She recorded a message for a holocron, and then Anakin came in and stabbed her, which was one of the deleted scenes from Revenge of the Sith. But
that was Grievous, actually.
There were two. There were two deleted scenes.
There was one. I think.
Nope, there was two. One of them was Grievous on board the Invisible Hand, and then another one which was because the one with Grievous was essentially finished, and they ended up cutting it for time, and that's the reason that's the reason it wasn't there. The other one was very unfinished because it's essentially Shakti in a meditation room. Anakin comes up and stabs her, and then he walks away and leaves. And then the scene where he walks away and leaves, it's essentially him on a blue. It's very unfinished because the background is like entirely blue, and you can see very poorly rendered clone troopers, Phase 1 clone troopers even. So this was somewhat early in production. Wow. Phase 1 clone troopers killing Jedi extras in the background. So it's very unfinished. I don't think it was included on the main deleted scenes. It may have been something that it was an Easter egg that you had to hunt for on the DVD, but it was on there because I've seen it on the internet a couple times.
Yeah, because I didn't see it on that deleted scenes. Thing. I only saw the couple where they were trying to.
Ooh, hold on. What versions do you have? Do you have the Blu-ray or the DVD?
DVD.
That explains it. I think now that I'm thinking about it, it may have been included on the Blu-ray.
Okay. And by the way, I don't have it since the Blu-ray versions of all 6 of the good movies. I'm sorry to all you sequel fans out there. It's way too expensive. Your 12-year-old little brother and his friend. They're doing Fortnite dances right now.
Oh gosh.
I swear.
Kids today are the worst. Anyway, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, get him, Sushi. Get him. Yeah! So,
I just recently turned 24, but I already feel like an old man, like an old grumpy man, yelling at the kids.
Get off my lawn! Stop doing your Fortnite dances on my petunias.
I can't stand flossing. It makes me vomit a little.
Yeah, it's bad.
Thankfully, I have Episode 3 to comfort me every single time. I just remember, what would Anakin do?
Yeah, so it was one of the mainline Star Wars comics that canonized Shakti's death because Luke Luke found a bunch of Jedi holocrons, and one of them was of Shakti, and it's like, oh, when would she have recorded that? And then I don't know if it was Pablo Hidalgo or the person that wrote that comic that confirmed that she recorded that right before her death in the Jedi Temple at the hands of Anakin. So that's a final end note on Shakti because before that comic
died 5 times.
Yeah,
she has died 5 different times.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and so going back, so Loka and I had this conversation a while. It was a weekend at Loka's. We had this discussion because I ended up using because whenever I do weekend at Loka's with Loka, any footage I record for that ends up in my Battlefront funtages. So we had this discussion on a weekend at Loka's because The Force Unleashed was never technically canon, but it was closer to being canon than most Legend stuff because Lucas did actually have a hand in making it. He was an actual producer on the game because it was part of his initiative in 2007. It's like, all right, we're gonna start making new story content for Star Wars. It's just that it's not going to be movies anymore. We're going to be doing video games and TV now. And so, but of course, he had a much larger hand in Clone Wars than he did The Force Unleashed. And I think the reason maybe that The Force Unleashed it also wasn't canon even back then is because The Force Unleashed 2 kind of was not good. So they kind of threw that out.
We don't talk about that.
The best thing about The Force Unleashed 2 is dismemberment. That's the best thing about The Force Unleashed 2. I love just wailing on stormtroopers and seeing their body parts go flying off.
I like having them off themselves. That was always my favorite. They die of the big sad. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So, and I didn't put us into a queue again. Dang it. So that's So for that reason, The Force Unleashed was never really canon. Also, even if it had been canon back then, it still kind of presents a bit of a problem because of the character of Starkiller. He's so overpowered that he does beat up the Emperor and Vader with relative ease. But then I
beg to differ.
And then the way they kill him off is just a little bit. It's like, well, that's a bit of a cop out. And then of course there's the whole cloning thing. And again, that's the thing of The Force Unleashed 2 probably ruined whatever they were going for with Force Unleashed 1. They ended up decanonizing it even back then. So, that was close. I almost spunk killed one of you guys. So,
the second one is not. It's not good. I mean, there does happen to be a C-3PO skin in the first one, but in the second one they have a. What is it? Adventures of Monkey Island costume for Starkiller. That was awesome. That's awesome.
That's very cool.
And I love The Secret of Monkey Island. Oh, if you kids didn't know what that was a game for a computer called the Amiga.
Isn't that friend in Spanish?
No, you imbecile. That's Amigo. I swear I'm not this mean in real life.
Nice, Loka.
I'm just half as mean.
All right.
I mean, I think Amiga might actually work depending on.
Okay. Well, win by default. The person left.
Okay.
He was AFK.
Because I've actually studied Spanish. I don't know about Amigo, but I know, for instance.
Wait. Amiga might be the effeminate past.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's funny.
I
was making a bad joke. That's funny.
Wait, what?
I'm just going with it. No, he was actually right.
I love that whenever I'm joking, but I ended up being correct.
Yeah, because I know abuelo and abuela, so I assume it's the I assume it's the same with amigo and amiga.
That moment when the Swedish guy knows more Spanish than the American does.
Well, I did study Spanish for 5 years.
He's fluent in 6 million languages.
Oh, I wish.
Dude, all I know is Galactic Basic. What about you? Oh, and I can get around Japan.
I kid.
And I know a little bit of Japanese and Spanish. Some are cuss words, others I can't mention on stream.
Well, that's the thing about learning foreign languages. The cuss words are always easier to learn. So, Willis13. Willis13 in the YouTube chat also confirming that Amiga would be a female friend in Spanish. Yes, thank you, Willis.
Hey.
So, see, that's the thing. I know Mandalorian based on how much I read and reread the Republic Commando books. I know Mandalorian. So, but the stuff I remember from Mandalorian more than anything else is, of course, the cuss words. So, But that's also the
remember-
nice thing
As
about
you do,
Mandalorian
as you do.
is that the cuss words they have in Mandalorian in Mandawa don't necessarily have an English equivalent. They have their own meanings, and some of them are just a word to
Oh.
be for the sake of being a
Like
word.
Fearfeck?
No, Fearfeck is actually Huddies. So and that literally
Oh, really?
and that translates out to curse. So so if you want to curse someone, say Fearfeck you. It literally means curse you. So so the word shab in Mandawa has no basic translation. It is literally shab. It has no meaning. It's just an expletive
time to be
for the sake of being an expletive. But of course at that point I question whether or not it's even an expletive if it doesn't have a meaning behind it. It's just, so if you
It's an expletive if someone takes offense to it.
right, and that's the thing. I'm not really sure anyone can take offense to the word shab. Granted, it's not something you call someone. Now, a die cut, that means someone is a moron. So that one could be an expletive because if you call someone that, they could definitely take offense to it.
I'm going to use this so often. Thank you so much.
Chakar, the word chakar means thief or gravedigger. It's definitely. But basically, that's someone. That's something. So you call someone that has a low moral character. So if they're not
Okay.
necessarily the best person, you call them a chakar.
Me and Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. So and then one of the best ones, because it has like 101 different meanings, is the word Areti. It could mean foreigner. If you're on Mandalore and you see someone from Coruscant walking around, you can call them an Areti just to inform your Mando brothers that there is a non-Mandalorian among you, or it could mean traitor. So anywhere in between.
Okay.
So Mandawa is a wonderful language. Oh, I didn't think I was going to hit that shot. That's awesome.
Okay, speaking of foreign languages, this is like really weird, but how much? Okay, so
Ow.
you, I guess you and Loka both, but how much do you guys like side games in your games?
Like minigame, it depends on the game and what it is
yeah.
really. Like for
Karaoke.
instance, I do not like the hacking puzzles that somehow find their way into every Ratchet and Clank game. And so many, can you stop with the hacking puzzles? I know it's traditional at this point, but like half of them are irritating at best and really bad at worst. It's like, what the heck is that one in Tools of Destruction? Come on,
nope, it's
six
not.
axis.
Oh, that one's atrocious. Yes, I can attest that I speedrun the game. The worst is still in Up Your Arsenal.
Now this here's
Yeah, that
I
one's
used to-
so bad. I'm not very fond of the one going commando either with the ball. That one's
Which
bad
one?
too. It's the ball.
The one that you get at the beginning of the game is fun. That one's fun, in my opinion, and I like the one in the original Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, the one in the original Ratchet and Clank's probably the best.
Yeah. But okay, so have you guys ever heard of Yakuza?
here the law
Not the game, not the
A
game,
couple
the
months
game.
ago, one of the Yakuza games was free with PlayStation Plus, so I've got it in my library. I just have not downloaded
Okay,
it.
so
Oh, I
it
don't
is
remember that.
technically the original Yakuza game, which by the way, Mark Hamill voiced one of the characters.
Not a surprise.
The dub is atrocious, but he does it so well. I have like
Mark
but
Hamill's a
basically, you bring
gem
it
no
up-
matter what he's in.
Yes. He plays as this sociopathic Yakuza family leader, like
So,
fourth chairman or
Japanese Joker.
something. No, he misses an eye patch and he actually has emotion. But okay, so the main drive of the game, apart from the soundtrack, which is probably one of the best I've ever heard in a game, is the karaoke. No joke.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the funny thing
simple
about the
rhythm
Yakuza games. They
minigame.
all have karaoke or something weird like that.
They all have karaoke. In Kiwami, Kiwami is just it's in Japanese, but they have English subtitles. And that's how I learned some of my Japanese. Like a lot of their cuss words are based off of what you're like how you're saying it, like in what instance I think I'll put it as, like darn, because this is probably a Christian Minecraft server, is like can be the same as the F word. It's just how you're saying it.
It all depends on the emphasis.
Yes, it's the same thing in Spanish. In Spanish and a couple others, but
How did we get on this
The
topic?
game's... You started talking about Mandalorian and Galactic. I started bringing up Galactic Basic.
I know how we got on this topic, but it's a very odd topic to be having for a stream
know.
such as this. So
Yeah, but the game is so fun. If you like God, it's kind of like God of War, the original ones, in the sense that it's a beat 'em up, but no one dies. The main character Kiryu is like a dad, and he's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard great things about the
there's-
Yakuza games. So
Yeah,
I'm,
play Zero or Kiwami first. Kiwami 2 would be the second game, and then 3, 4, and 5. 5 is apparently the best one. But it's going to take you a while if you're if any of you are completionists. Prepare not to finish the game, and like it takes 70 hours. Not the campaign. The
Loka.
main. Is he okay?
Oh, he was the last one alive, and all three of the bad. Well, actually, technically, all three of the good guys came rushing at him. He was trapped with three people shooting at him. He had no chance.
Poor guy.
and all
Rip
out
in
of
peace,
ammo.
my dude.
Well, speaking of God of War, because of the massive sales that they recently had, thanks to E3, I picked up God of War PS4, and my goodness, what a game that is! That is a fantastic game.
May I say something real quick? I'm not a fan of. Okay, I like God of War. I'm not a fan of some of the current first-party PlayStation 4 offerings. They all feel like the same game. This is why I have this is why I have a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn just sitting in my little game cabinet. I have not picked it up since September of last year.
Horizon's a fantastic game. I
know. I don't doubt it. They all feel the same.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, yes, most of the offerings from Sony's first party are indeed third-person action games in some respect, but I mean, let's try to draw direct comparisons here. Both
God
of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, I would say, are RPGs. That's not an incorrect statement to say, right?
They're both action RPGs.
Yes,
they're both.
Yes, to be specific, they're both action RPGs.
And they both have a very heavy emphasis on narrative. That's another thing.
And that they do. But
both
those games between
they both have a crafting system as well.
There's a lot of you can definitely draw some similarities between all of them, but the feel of both games are so different. I can't really see where people, to me anyway,
thematically or
both thematically and just the way the game plays, because Kratos is big and heavy, and you know, to do combat with him, you know, you really gotta think about your movements. You gotta parry. You gotta block. You gotta counterattack with the axe. You gotta you gotta really figure out where Atreus is and when he need and how and where that he helps you out during combat and stuff like that. Where with Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, she's fast, she's nimble, when you're playing as her all over the place. You know, you're jumping around and hiding behind cover, and then rolling between different cover as these robot dinosaur things are going to attack you. And then unlike God of War, you've got a weapon wheel like in Ratchet and Clank, where you can stop time and pick a different weapon when you run out of ammo, and slow down time and use that to fit. It doesn't actually stop time, but you know what I mean. And figure out what you're gonna do next, and always try to stay one step ahead of the robots that are attacking you. So just between stuff like that, the games feel so different that it's like, okay, yeah, they're third person action RPGs that you know, they've got some similar mechanics in terms of like crafting and stuff like that, and they're both have a heavy, come on, Cav, dang it, and they both have a heavy emphasis on story. But but I mean, actually play. I mean, it's almost to me, it's the difference between, say, playing a kart racer and a racing sim. They're both car driving games, but they are very different about the way they go about it. So for people to say, "Oh, Sony only makes the same games," it's like, I mean, in terms of perspective, the way that where the camera, well, and even then, where the camera is in God of War and Horizon, very different. On Aloy, it's very pushed out. On Kratos, it's right up on his back. It's very, very close to him. So it's like they're very different games. In terms of the way the gameplay feels, something like Uncharted or The Last of Us, so to speak, are maybe in between. God of War and Horizon in terms of the pacing of how it feels to move around as Nathan Drake and stuff. So
Nathan Drake to Joel, right?
Yeah, and even then, Joel I'd say is slower than Nathan Drake when it comes to combat. So
yeah, okay, I guess I could see that. Yeah, they kind of feel the same. I have no doubt that these are excellent, well-made games with a lot of love and attention put into them. They feel a bit too similar for me. I'll give Horizon another try. I probably just need to do a fresh file.
And that's
Honestly,
something
I
to
can
some.
kind of
Go ahead,
understand
Logan.
that to a degree. But still, it's. Oh,
The law was done for. Ain't
that was close.
And that's another thing as well. I would say my two favorite types of games are first-person shooters and big third-person open-world games. I really like those two type of games. So of course I'm going to be more inclined to enjoy Sushi. That is disgusting. You're playing as Cav. What's wrong with you? And yeah, I'm going to be more inclined to like something like Horizon or God of War than I am going to say Sonic Mania, which is a 2D side scroller platformer. But even then, I like 3D platformers, of course, because I'm a big fan of Ratchet and Clank. I like Sly Cooper. I would say
Jack
that
and Daxter yet?
I have not gotten to Jak and Daxter. That's on my list someday.
It is phenomenal.
I really like the Infamous games, which I would. I think here we'll play one more and then we can switch to casual mode. But I also really like the Infamous games from Sucker Punch, which I would call those more like open world platformers than action games, just from all the climbing and stuff you do. I'd say those are closer to.
Then I would be inclined to call Ratchet and Clank Uncharted a cinematic platformer.
Cinematic platformer. I'd say that works.
But I love Uncharted. And Infamous is okay. It's not the worst. I do like. Cole's pretty okay.
Which
as a
games
character.
have you? Because there's four.
I've only played the first one.
Okay.
I've only played the first one. Second Son, I have the second one. I got it at a like a garage sale for like 25 cents and was in perfect condition. It just didn't come in a box. It came into a sleeve.
Oh wow.
So I'm not complaining.
I love all three in it because technically there's 3.5 games because of
Blood Moon.
That one's more direct DLC for Infamous 2, so that one doesn't count. What I'm talking about is First Light, because that one you can actually buy separately in the store. Where I think the only way to buy the the vampire one from Infamous 2 is you actually have to own Infamous 2. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So all right, where are you, Ash? So I think each game does something the best that I would love for Sucker Punch to do a fourth. And they're working on Ghost of Tsushima right now, so they're not. But I would love for them someday to do a fourth one, just because I think each of the previous 3 games does something the best, and I'd love to see all of those things come together so it could be the best. The first one I think has the best city, the best map.
It's all one cohesive city. I still find it annoying how my screen blurs up whenever I'm entering a district with no power. That still annoys me to this day.
Well, see, and the thing is, when you enter a new district that's without power, you always go there to turn the power on again very shortly. So it goes. So I understand why people might find that annoying, but it does go away pretty soon, and it makes sense within the narrative of the game. So Infamous 1 has the best city.
So when does narrative get in front of gameplay? Is the question I would ask. Like whenever Black Ops, when I think of whenever narrative gets in front of gameplay is Black Ops 2. And not saying that game had a great campaign. No, I prefer Modern Warfare's over any of the Black Ops games.
Hey, you're in line with Loka and I. We prefer the Black Ops series, or excuse me, the Modern Warfare series to Black Ops.
You take that back.
Yeah. No, the Modern Warfare games we think are more consistent in quality than the Black Ops games, because Modern Warfare 1 through 3, pretty good, solid games. Modern Warfare 3, I could see people not enjoying as much because
Modern
it is
Warfare
kind of
3 is just a worse version of Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, exactly. But then the Black Ops games, the first one's really good all around. The second one, I think the multiplayer is trash, but that's really just because of the community, the online community at the time. Because oh my goodness, that was the height
I didn't know
of
so many. I didn't know so many
on
like
PS3.
6-year-olds slept with my mother. It was a really interesting thing.
Exactly. It was stuff like that, which was really bad. I returned that game to GameStop in a fit of rage because of how bad the online community was. But the campaign was excellent. I'm not a big fan of zombies, so I didn't really play much of that. Then Black Ops 3 is the multiplayer is actually it was surprisingly good in Black Ops 3. Loka can really speak to that. He's put a lot of time into the Black Ops 3 multiplayer. But then the campaign was horrendous. But hands down, I
kind of like the ending.
Oh, the ending's probably one of the worst things about the game, I think, because it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, the campaign in general doesn't really make much sense, but especially the ending doesn't make much sense. I mean,
the campaign.
It was very tricky. I would say the Black Ops 3 is the Doctor Strange of Call of Duty games, because the ending of the game was very trippy, and I kind of appreciated that. But there's being trippy and being artistic, and then there's being trippy and being artistic to the point where it doesn't make sense, and I don't think that made any sense. Oh, goodbye, Ash. That was your head gone, and then Black Ops 4, well, it doesn't even have a campaign because it's a battle royale game.
Rip.
So we'll have to see how Black Ops 5 is in 2020. So
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for the reboots of Modern Warfare because no one's ever played one of those games before.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing. Loka and I are kind of excited for the reboot of Modern Warfare because it seems like they're making a lot of interesting changes, and they've got the multiplayer reveal pretty soon, which of course shows off gameplay, and the gameplay actually looks very different from the last 30,000 Call of Duty games. So it's like, oh, interesting.
Is it slower? I like a slow-paced. I love a slow-paced
it looks
game
slower.
Every now and then.
It indeed looks slower. It seems like the guns have more recoil than in the past.
More methodical.
Yeah,
methodical. Like
because
that's why I love Modern Warfare 1. Modern Warfare 1's campaign, or not campaign. The campaign was kind of. And Modern Warfare 2 is really where it picked up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love the campaign of Modern Warfare 1, but I think it's probably the least enjoyable of the three because two is just crazy. 2 is just crazy, and then 3 is a nice mix between the two. Obviously,
so
Loka doesn't exactly agree with that, I don't think, but.
I'd like to say something about Black Ops. Black Ops 3 made more sense to me than Black Ops 1 or 2 ever did. The ending I got in Black Ops 2, I was playing on normal, and I did all these side missions. It was that one dude, who was the guy? It wasn't Mason, it was the other dude. The dude in the wheelchair. Frank Woods. Yep. Woods. It was Woods and the Hispanic guy, the villain.
Yeah,
Menendez playing in a concert together.
That must have been one of the secret endings. See, and this is the reason I really like and appreciate
Menendez.
Black Ops 2, is because it had the different story arcs and the branching story where you could get separate endings. That's so far the only Call of Duty game to do that. So it's kind of revolutionary, and it was trying something, and I think it succeeded. I'm going to also say that I got the best version of that story. I went online and it's like, here's the worst version you can get. Here's the best version you can get. Here's kind of an in between version. I got the best version of that story, and I didn't even realize it. Where it's like the bad guy, the the bad guy went to prison. The world was saved and all of that. So I mean, obviously, maybe it depends on what ending you got and stuff like that. Is how you feel on that.
Okay, so
campaign,
here's what happens. So I beat the game. I killed Menendez. Franken's boring guys mixed section. I'm sorry, goes over. I did everything that your typical American Army family kid would do. I should know. I've actually lived next to one. He was kind of annoying. So I risked my hide. I saved that one dude. I killed the bad guy because those were my orders or something, or who knows. And then I get to the end. They go over to the cemetery. They salute, and then concert.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing anything about a concert.
I don't remember. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't remember. Oh, and it was an Avenged Sevenfold concert. That's
right. Yeah, that wasn't necessarily a canon ending or anything. That was just for the credits. That was just a thing for the credits.
Wait, really? Yeah, it was just
it would play over the credits.
Or bonus thing.
Okay, well, I guess I got the good ending, not the best.
So, all right, let's get crazier. Let's play some casual. So,
speaking of casual, when are we getting another Splinter Cell game? I couldn't go with the casual part.
We'll never get another Splinter Cell game. They'll instead put Sam Fisher in the next Rainbow in the next Rainbow Six game after Outbreak or excuse me, Quarantine. It'll be a crossover event. Oh, we're going straight to Presidential Plane. Look at that.
Did someone order terrible? Okay, so if you guys, I know, Prentice, you like first-person shooters and open-world games. May I recommend Doom 2016 to you?
See, Doom. I see. I've actually never played a Bethesda game ever in my life, but Doom just seems a little over the top for me.
And what department? The story or the gameplay?
The both, honestly, from what I've heard about it. I mean, given like the ratings and everything, I have no question that it's a great game. Again, it's just one of those things that it doesn't seem like it's for me.
It is so much fun. Loka, tell him, please. You can talk sense into him.
I don't know if I can. I mean, it's a great game. And that's really all I have to, I mean, it's fun. It's
like paying respects to someone who's died. But then they came back to life because apparently they didn't check the coffin.
I mean,
it's such a good game, and I love 90s shooters. Like I love these kinds of shooters like early 2000s, and I love all shooters. But Wolfenstein 3D. Not the best game. Doom and Doom 2 are phenomenal games. Half-Life and Half-Life 2,
I will say,
incredible.
I will say I haven't played a lot of 90s shooters. I did, however, play.
They changed its map slightly.
Doom 1 and 2 because it was on the Doom 3 BFG edition.
I have that.
And I was thinking, I'll probably just play a little bit and like come to the conclusion that it has aged terribly.
Oh, those tricky defenders.
And then I ended up finishing both games because they were that good.
But okay, so if you want some really good ones, Rare made two fantastic shooters. It was Perfect Dark and GoldenEye 007. They are fantastic. Perfect Dark more so than GoldenEye, in my opinion.
See you, Frost.
But basically they're all based off of like exploring multiple levels with lots of exploration and varying objectives based on your difficulty.
Oh! Frag out, Sushi! Don't hurt your allies. Yeah, I know that. Oh dear. I got one! Yeah! Ah, what is? Oh, they've edited Cav's face as well. That's even scarier than it used to be.
Is
They've
this
done
your
what
new?
now?
Is this the new Funtage moment?
No, I don't use stuff from stream for the funtage because it's already up
Except
on
for
the
Locust.
channel and it's on the stream. So
Man.
come on, IQ, you can do it.
So,
Oh,
what do you
no.
think is the best Ratchet and Clank game?
I would
Objectively
say
speaking,
a Crack in
not
Time.
because of the Rhino.
Oh wait, did you say what's the best Ratchet based on just the Rhino or overall?
Oh no, I was gonna say like objectively, like which one has
okay.
aged the best? Which one has aged
Objectively.
the best? I'm not
Huh.
like taking off the glasses, looking at some of the problems that you might have seen,
Ah,
but you
IQ.
ignored because you love the game. Which I have an undying love for the Ratchet and Clank series, even if Full Frontal Assault existed.
Yeah, so that's probably one of the worst.
Yeah,
And even then, I still like it.
yeah,
it's not good, but I still like it.
it. I like All for One.
All for One, I think
wouldn't
is
say it's
definitely
my
better than Full Frontal Assault.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if we're talking what has aged the well, added the most, it's I think you're right on either Crack in Time or Tools of Destruction.
See, Tools of Destruction, I hesitate to say that one because more than any other Ratchet and Clank game, I feel, because with maybe the exception of a Crack in Time, every Ratchet and Clank game has that one level that is just insanely hard. That you're playing through the game for the most part, no trouble at all whatsoever. But then
You get that level.
you get
So
that level.
What's that level? What is that level for you?
For Tools of Destruction, it is a couple. It is Zordum Prison. It is
I love Zordum.
It's the pirate level where you have the boss battle with Captain Slag. It's the comet shard where you go to meet Iris, which is also
Iris?
pirate related. It's also the level where you go to the tournament of pain or whatever. Yeah, 'cause Tachyon's tournament with the
tournament for real men.
It's like rated M for mature, says Captain
Sure.
Quark. So it's that one's pretty hard. There's a lot of really unnecessarily hard levels in Tools of Destruction, and we cannot forget Kozu City. Not Kozu City.
Okay. The one before in Fast Tune 2.
Yeah. Well,
I will agree
and
that one-
Fast Tune 2 is insanely hard as well. Yeah. The one with the.
It's the last level. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
insanely hard.
Well, I mean, and that's why I give it a little bit of leeway
Okay.
because it is the last level. But
Crack in Time had some. Okay, sorry, but Crack in Time had some things I didn't like. The Clank sections in their entirety, mainly the third one, still give me a hard time to this day because of how stupid they are. It's
those
slow.
are the best Clank levels in any Ratchet and Clank game ever. What are you talking about?
Going Commando begs to differ.
The Clank levels up until Crack in Time aren't really that great. The Clank is feels a lot slower to control than Ratchet, which may be purposeful, but I don't think it's enjoyable. Because he's so slow, and then you gotta rely on the gadget bots. It's not as fun to play as Clank as it is Ratchet up until a Crack in Time. The time puzzles that are in the main story are not that difficult and are fun to play through. It's the bonus ones that really start to give you a hard time, but they're the bonus ones, so it's okay that they give you a little bit more of a hard time.
This is why I will only speedrun a Crack in Time on New Game Plus. Those Clank levels are the bane of my existence. Except for the first one. The first one's not too bad. First two aren't, actually. Oh, and then, well, I find myself, whenever I'm replaying the new one, what's it called? The remake, I guess.
The
or
PS4
remaster.
game.
What?
Yeah, PS4.
The game based on the movie based on the game.
On the game. Thank you.
We shall not speak of the movie.
Thanks, Exhibit. But, I happened to turn on cheats for that game. Only the speed up ones. It's a bit, those levels are a bit too slow for me. That's just me,
Whoa, okay,
though.
we got a glass outside. Careful.
Yep.
I just now realized that because a bullet went sailing through the window behind me.
We also got the Maverick coming in. From... where though?
Oh, well, someone, oh, Thatcher just shot. Oh!
Okay, so I've been playing through the first Uncharted game recently, just because I haven't beaten it on hard before. I've just always like 2 and 3 more.
Oh, Naughty Dog games are really hard on hard difficulty.
Are you kidding me? There wasn't even a hard difficulty in Jak 2, and Jak 2, and that is one of the hardest games I've ever played. Dark Souls can go die in a fire, but I don't have that much trouble with Uncharted 2 and 3 on hard mode. Uncharted 1, however, it's unfair. It's unfair. It's not even like, it's not rigged in your favor. It's rigged against your favor. Every single time.
Well, and then also Naughty Dog, for as great games as they make, they need to fire the person in charge of making their trophy list. Their trophy lists are atrocious. Make some better trophies, for Pete's sake.
Uncharted 3 was mostly multiplayer until, well, the remake. Or the remastering.
Right, yeah, it's just a whole bunch of stupid stuff on there. I've played through the Uncharted games, with the exception of 4 and the Lost Legacy, multiple times, and I only have like 5% of the trophies in each of those games. No, and that is both on PS3 and PS4. So and Vita, because I've got Golden Abyss, and I've played through that game like 4 different times.
How's Golden Abyss? Is it good?
I love it. It's better than the first Uncharted game.
Okay, well, that's not saying much.
Well, yeah, because it was the first one. They were still trying to figure out how to, and even then, I still love the first Uncharted game. But it's definitely not the best.
Oh.
It hasn't aged well in a lot of ways, especially if you played on PS3.
The combat is awful.
Because I don't think the combat's really that much different between Uncharted 2 and 3, but
No,
because
I mean,
especially
1 and 2, there's.
oh my, oh, ah, sushi. Yeah. Oh my goodness! I just sledgehammered a door open, and then there's 3 guys right in front of me. Oh, that was hilarious. All right, Sushi, let's get this wall open.
Let's rearrange some architecture, Deltas.
Yes.
I've been shot.
Master destroyers.
Oh, Valkyrie's in the back. Valkyrie's in the back by where we came in. Oh, no, wait. No, she's not. No, she shot me through the wall because she saw me on a camera. Oh, that's the worst. Get the hostage and run. Go. Yay, we win.
Yay.
A winner is you. Okay, so Prentice, you've said you've played the Metal Gear games, correct? Or at least
I've played the Metal Gear games that make up Metal Gear Solid 5 and Peace Walker.
Oh, you played Peace Walker too?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because I've got it on my Vita.
Portable Ops and Portable Ops Plus, correct? You played Portable Ops and Portable Ops Plus as well? Okay, no, I think those are before Peace Walker, according to the timeline.
Yeah, I don't really care much
Because
for
they don't-
timeline. That's just mostly because I've heard it's very confusing. That's just those are just the games I've played. I
Okay.
played Peace Walker because I had a trip to go on, and it's like, well, I liked the two games that made up 5 so much that I guess I'll see what, because I knew that happened before 5, so I was like, let's see what, and that's really the game that went, oh, now I get why people love Kojima so much.
Oh yeah, and the artwork for Peace Walker is incredible.
Oh, I love it. It's like a comic book or a graphic novel. It's so great.
It is. They hired this lady who makes graphic novels to do the artwork.
Well, that explains a lot.
Oh. Didn't know
She
that.
does a great job, especially with. I wasn't a big fan of Snake's design, but Paz's was really good.
Yeah, Paz, great character. She's very interesting.
I
And
think she's voiced by Raven too. Just side note from Teen Titans.
yeah, Tara Strong.
Yeah, that was a really weird casting choice, but I kind of liked it.
Well, and Tara Strong's one of those voice actors that is like she's in everything.
She's in. I'm debating whether or not I want to make myself look like a total fool or not.
Uh-oh, they're
Oh, well,
killing
I'll
each
blame
other.
it on my I blame it on my sisters. Tara Strong is actually the main character from My Little Pony.
Yeah, she's a big one in that. I think the first thing I ever heard of her in was maybe Transformers Animated. Because Transformers Animated was one of those shows where I watched that and then I started hearing the people that were in that show and everything else. Jeff Bennett may be one of he may be the voice actor that I first realized, oh wait, the same person is in multiple shows doing different characters that he's doing different voices, but they're actually the same voice. That's interesting. He may be the first one because I think I heard him yell something as Prowl in Transformers Animated and realized it was the exact same yell for Kowalski in Penguins of Madagascar. Oh yeah, it's casual. They're starting to drop like flies. They're just leaving.
Oh, I'm a James Arnold Taylor guy.
Oh, James Arnold Taylor's
He's
great.
always been, he's amazing. He not only was he in Final Fantasy X and X-2, and basically any game after. Yes, it's that one, you guys. Also, speaking of Final Fantasy, we finally have a date for the remake of 7. I'm not saying they're going to keep to that, but we have a date.
Yeah, I doubt it's actually going to come out then. But hey, at least because the same thing happened with Final Fantasy 15. Greg Miller and Tim Geddes came out on stage and said, "This is when it's coming out." And then like 2 months later, Square Enix said, "Yeah, it's not coming out then." It's like, and they were like, "Great, you made us liars. Thanks, Square Enix."
The game was that was because they went through 2 directors.
Yeah.
The finale was good. It's really sad. Like, really, really sad. Like, maybe sadder than Metal Gear Solid 4. And that's a sad game. But, okay, so, back on speaking of Metal Gear, you can get Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on the Vita for like $15.
Yes, you can.
Go play those right now. They are good. They're amazing.
Yeah, the Vita almost has become my play games from older generations machine because the Vita is where I played, of course, Peace Walker, which was a PSP game.
Yeah.
I played the I almost said Jak and Daxter. I haven't played those games. I play Sushi again with Cav. You're disgusting. I played the Jak and Daxter trilogy. Actually, I played all 4 of those games on the Vita.
Wait, Jak and Daxter, you mean Ratchet and Clank?
No, Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper. You said Jak and Daxter again.
So yeah, I was trying not to say.
There are 5 Jak and Daxter games, and we don't talk about the 4th one.
Yeah, because that PSP one was. I played the demo to that one. Yeah, not great.
It's trash.
Yeah, I played the Sly. I played all 4 Sly Cooper games on Vita, and so I feel like the Vita is a great place to play old PS2 games because they've got all of those remasters on there. They've got the Ratchet trilogy on there. They've got the Jak and Daxter trilogy. They've got the Sly Cooper trilogy. I think they've got like the first 2 God of War games on there too. So
yeah. And they have a couple. Excuse me. They have a couple others as well. Like God of War. They got a couple kill zones.
Yeah,
I have a great
Killzone
PS1
Mercenary.
lineup.
That's a great game.
Killzone. Okay, I'll need to pick that up. Do they have a Resistance or?
They do have a Resistance, but the PSP and Resistance. I think there's a Vita one, but the PSP and Vita Resistance games are terrible. They've got like twos in the reviews.
Okay, I won't play. I won't pick it up. But yeah. But if there's
Okay, it just
Get a
backed us out of
chance
matchmaking. That was weird.
you should
Oh,
seriously
Sushi
mod
left.
your Vita.
Sushi, did you mean to leave? Okay, he did not, so I gotta invite him again. Oops.
Seriously,
Invite
get the
players.
chance to. I
Okay, it's that Sushi Yoda, last online 18 minutes ago. That's weird. And now he's back on. That's Now it says he's in menu. That's okay. Sending invitation. That was weird.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah, but seriously-
I'm just now seeing the message that says, "Let me reset my game after this." That makes more sense.
I would
There he is.
consider if well, Prentice, if you want to try out like any of the old like SNES and Genesis games, just go mod your console. It's not illegal considering that the thing is dead as a dead thing, except for Atlas. But you know,
Oh, I don't really. Well, that's the thing. I don't really care to really check out any games from the like the pre 3D era.
you can get. They have a good in-house PS1 emulator that you can get if that's anything for you.
And that's the thing. The PS1 games that I really care about are and by care about I mean even consider trying
Right.
are either
Are all
remastered,
remastered.
are either remastered at this point or on the PS Classic, which eventually would be like $12 at Target that I can pick out, which I can pick up, and that I'll mod. That one I'll mod because everyone says that
Yeah.
that one's definitely better
Don't.
modded.
It's at 50 hertz, not 60. What the heck?
Because even then some of the games on there it's the PAL versions, but they've got the code for the US versions in there, and so all you have to do is really flip a switch. So it's the PS Classic very, very weird. So I'll get that eventually
I
and
don't know
mod the
what they
heck
were
out of it
thinking.
like everyone else. But
It should be fairly easy too.
yeah,
Like,
because
I've-
the Crash game, the Crash Bandicoot games, and the
it's-
Spyro and the Spyro
remaster is
games.
so good.
The Spyro
The
games,
remaster-
I want to try those out too, since they're remastered. Because of course it's
Those are
original
all
Naughty Dog
fantastic
and original
remasters.
Insomniac. I'm big fans of both of those devs, so I'd love to check those out and see what they're all about.
Those games are fantastic.
What wall did I just? Oh, okay, I did not realize what wall I was barricading. That's embarrassing. I was just barricading walls to barricade walls. I'm glad that it was actually somewhat strategically of value to barricade that. Otherwise, that would have been very embarrassing.
Captain Quark, 2019.
Well, it's a good thing that was actually of some strategic value. Otherwise, that would have been very embarrassing.
Oh yeah, Captain Quark. Who's his voice actor?
Jim Ward.
Something. Jim Ward. Thank you. He's He's a side character who has like a 20-minute long cutscene in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Interesting.
He's like this.
Huh.
He's supposed to be this Russian cosmonaut. Fun fact: he gets He gets
Oh.
very crispy later on in the game. Oh yeah, the villains are all great in the Metal Gear games.
Oh, I have no idea who I got.
You got a headshot even.
Yep. Laying down the suppressive fire even. Oh, I still got this.
Yeah, it's nice to have deployable shields back.
Yep.
And we got claymores back too, right? You got a fuse. We got a fuse.
Oh, actually.
Was
I think
it just
we have
breaking the
Claymores
game
back.
too much?
Yeah. I don't know how though. And we got the Lord spraying down fire.
USSR national anthem intensifies.
I could sing it for you if you want.
No thanks. This turret already is like a big music box that plays it anyway. Oh, that was a nade.
Well, I say it. I don't know how.
Oh, Monty, we got a Monty. I think they're going for the other entrance.
Oh, wait, the USSR or the Communist National Anthem?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's the same thing.
Oh,
Hi, Glass.
oh, Glass is back in the elevator for some reason.
I think Tachanka just got him.
That makes more sense. Never mess with the Lord. A lesson I've learned the hard way.
Yep, there's Monty.
But then I've also messed with the Lord.
Oh, he's got a big. He's got his butterfly helmet on even.
Oh, that's just perfect.
Monty's down.
How did he think he was gonna get out of that alive?
I don't know. That was a bad idea. Oh, and he had the bomb as well. So, or he had the diffuser.
Oh, perfect.
So,
I
yeah,
guess
they're
Glass is
screwed.
the
They're
one
screwed at
left.
this point.
Yep.
So what is the console version of Counter-Strike like? Is it pretty good?
15 seconds left.
Well, I think
Oh,
at this
it's
point
good.
it's probably better than Counter-Strike because it's got a whole bunch of other gameplay mechanics that Counter-Strike doesn't have, like repelling and leaning and reviving your teammates. Oh, come on, I dare you! Ah, really? I couldn't have killed her. Time could have kept going, so I could have killed her. I mean, you can see that I was right there. Dang it! Oh well. I guess I didn't really need the extra kill.
Okay, so have you guys tried out multiplayer in Republic Commando yet?
Oh, I used to play that all the time back in the day.
Have you tried it split screen before? Is my question.
Split.
I
Well,
guess
split
it's-
screen was only available on the Xbox. I had it on
Xbox.
PC.
Okay. Okay. It's jank.
Doesn't
because back in
surprise me. It's a
2000
game from 2005.
Yeah. It's still fun. It just doesn't have enough maps. I'll give it like an 8 out of 10.
See, I would lose my mind if they announced they were either remastering or making a sequel to Republic Commando. I would lose it. If later this year or early next year Microsoft comes out and they have a conference and they unveil the Xbox 2 or whatever stupid name they end up calling it.
It's the yeah.
And they say that they will have a remastered or sequel to Republic Commando only on the new Xbox. I will buy that Xbox. That's how much I love Republic
Great,
Commando.
We will introduce you to the magical Halo universe.
Well, but that's the thing though. It's not going to happen because in the next couple years, Xbox games, the Xbox probably won't have a console, and they'll just have their games on all the platforms. So.
Great! I can't wait for my can't wait to play
Oh,
Halo
play
Reach
more
on my
software.
PS4 or PS5.
Because a couple of years ago they were talking about bringing the Master Chief Collection to PS4. So.
They brought it to PC.
Yeah. So.
Which, if that's any chance to get into it, it's so good. Two's probably my favorite one.
I mean,
Two
I've
Fault
always
and then-
just because it's sci-fi and it's a shooter, I've always been kind of interested to play it, especially since Halo 4 seems to be kind of a newer Republic Commando with the squad commands and everything, because it was
Halo 4? You mean 5?
Or yeah, 5. I meant 5. See, I don't know Halo. I knew one of the recent ones was like that because people because it had the same game director even.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah, that's why they're so similar because it had the same game director. So. And I feel like I'd be somewhat used to the Halo controls or the feel of it because Republic Commando.
I don't think I would say the same. They're different. The proper way to play the game, your R1 would be reload. Which, I mean, if you play Uncharted, that's not unheard of. But
okay, that was C4.
And let me see. I'm trying to translate it for you.
Oh, that was a Prisma. I picked the wrong operator to start off with, so that round was not gonna go well for me. I didn't want to pick Capitao. I just clicked them because I was running out of time.
Oh wait, what's your opinion on Apex as of now?
Well, so I deleted it off of my console because I hadn't played it in a while. I'm like, I guess this game's dead to me now. But then they unveiled Season 2. And I was like, oh, this actually kind of looks interesting. Maybe I want to get back into it, and I haven't done so as of yet. Because I've had God of War to play, and I've been so busy with my stop-motion projects that I haven't really had too much time to play video games. Ooh, Sushi going in for it! I haven't really had too much time to play video games. So I haven't... And the video games I have been playing have either been Battlefront 2 or God of War. So.
What are they adding into Season 2? I honestly don't like battle royales.
Yeah, they changed the map up, which is what really interested me, and it looks like they added more dynamic elements to the map to where it seems like there's environmental hazards now. Like I think it like there's these big dinosaur things that stomp around on the map, and possible that oh, you got this, Sushi, you got this. Even if you die, they don't have enough time to defuse. And then oh, good job, Sushi. And then I think there's other environmental hazards and stuff you need to watch out for besides people. But when it first came out, I was playing it a lot. I was really enjoying it. But I haven't spent a penny on it. So I mean that's a plus. That's an upside to it. So. But battle royales in general, we've kind of had this discussion a little bit before. Because one of the game nights we had was sort of centered around that because it was
the Black Ops 4.
There was a Rainbow Six Siege free weekend that they had specifically saying invite your friends that usually play battle royale to play this game instead. It was like Siege does battle royale or royale. There was some special name to that free weekend they were doing. I can't quite remember what it was, but and then we had a discussion. We had a discussion that weekend of what's the deal with, and of course this was pre-Apex. So, but it was what's the deal with battle royale games? Why are they so popular? And we all kind of just expressed the opinion. It was like, yeah, there's some fun to be had, but they're not really for us. They're just kind of eh. And that was really that. And then Apex happened, and I was kind of going, okay, I can kind of see more about what these battle royale games are about. It's like, I mean, and we did Black Ops 4 game. I mean, free games are always going to be on our list to play, just because it's easier for everyone to jump in and play them.
Yeah.
And then of course we did 1 or 2 Fortnite game nights, just because again it was free, and that was also before it was the most hated game on the internet because it was still kind of new and everything. So.
Oh yeah, it's now being overshadowed by Minecraft.
Minecraft's a much better game than Fortnite.
Okay, fair.
Victory has been achieved.
Still not my favorite. I don't like it. I don't like Minecraft. I never have. Okay, let me take it back. I have. I've just grown up. That's all.
See, my thing with Minecraft is it's a game nowadays, for me anyway, it's a game best, and I haven't played it in years, but it's a game best played with friends. I've got like 37 episodes of a Let's Play on my channel of Minecraft with just me and my friends goofing around in it and doing stuff, and that was tons of fun to record, and that's the most fun I had in Minecraft in a while. Oh, I hurt Monty. He's not down. We got a blitz too. Oh,
Is it one of a decidedly ballroom variety? I'm sorry for that. I'll see myself out.
Yeah, no. Blitz is somewhere. Where'd you go? You're dead. Alright, Ah, dang it. Monty got me. He got revenge for last time, but Monty's down to half. Him in his stupid butterfly helmet.
What do you think of Destiny 2 now?
Oh, wow, he cleaned our clocks. Oh, everyone else was dead. Yep. Okay, that explains that.
So, Prentice, have you, what do you think of Destiny 2 nowadays? I mean, I know you hated, I think you've expressed it, but you've hated Destiny 1? Okay,
yeah, the Destiny 1 is one of the only 2 games I ever have regret purchasing. Destiny 2, I think is a better game because this was the biggest shock. In like September of last year, Destiny 2 was free with PS Plus, and that was like, what? Destiny 2 Vanilla, of course. But yeah, I mean, a Destiny game was free with PlayStation Plus. That was crazy. So I played it, and I liked what I was seeing enough to where I ended up, because the reason it was free is because they were doing it to kind of advertise the expansion that I've now forgotten about.
Forsaken, I think.
Forsaken, yes, thank you. And they were doing that to advertise Forsaken, which I ended up plopping down the $60 for because that was the only way you could buy it digitally. But it also came with the previous 2 DLC things, so I thought it was worth it, and I got the vanilla game for free. So it's like, yeah, I guess it's just going to be the same as with all the content I'm getting here, it's going to be worth it to do the whole thing. So same bomb locations, interesting. So yeah, I played through all of it. The vanilla campaign, all the DLCs, or I suppose technically they're more expansion packs than DLC.
Yeah.
But I played through all of that. I enjoyed it. But I had I took some issues with the pricing of everything, of how much it costs to get all the new content in that game. It's like I did a lot of maths. It's like if you bought this game on day 1, and then you bought this pass that came out to get this stuff, and then they made you buy this pass to get more stuff early or something like that. It was a lot of money to get all of that stuff. It was like it was like $160 for everything if you bought everything day 1 and didn't wait for other packs to come out, and that is Legion down from the count.
Well, they need to get further down.
So,
but I think that's more of an Activision thing.
And that's definitely what it was. It was definitely an Activision thing more than anything else.
I don't think Bungie would have done that like willingly unless Activision said so, which I've seen. I've heard some horror stories.
Whoa! Loka, help! It's Valkyrie.
So a long time ago, in a galaxy not so far away, Activision laid off like 800 employees while their CEO was making way too much money.
Yeah, I remember that.
And somehow EA is still the most hated company in gaming.
That's surprising.
Yeah, Loka and I have expressed for a while now that Activision is probably far worse than EA, because at least EA has different types of games it makes. At this point, Activision is just a COD machine.
And okay, what do you think of the games that they made, or that they've published? I should say they don't make anything in house.
Well, and then there's also their Blizzard portion, which is Overwatch and stuff. Which Overwatch isn't really a great game either, I don't think.
Activision Blizzard, Activision Bungie. Activision.
Well, and Bungie isn't Activision anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Woohoo!
Bungie have escaped.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Yes.
unlike Raven and High Moon and Beanox.
High Moon
mention High
Studios,
Moon.
man. I feel
Don't
so
mention
sorry for
them.
them. They made 2 great Transformers games, and then no, you're stuck on Call of Duty and Destiny duty forever now. And now they don't even have Destiny. I mean, I think that team nowadays is a fraction of what it used to be, which is sad.
Oh.
Probably.
Who wants to talk about
Beanox.
Dark of the Moon?
Huh?
Who wants to talk about Dark of the Moon or whatever that Rise of the Dark Spark or whatever that game is
Right,
called?
yeah. Rise of the Dark Spark. That was made by Edge of Reality. That wasn't even made by High Moon. They just
That game was
reused.
trash.
Oh, that's so. I said Destiny was one of the 2 games I've ever regretted purchasing. Rise of the Dark Spark was the second. Yeah, that game was bad. Coincidentally, both came out in the same year. That's weird. But
Oh, yeah. No. Rise of the Dark Spark came first. I want to say it was a year before, though.
No. Rise of the Dark Spark came out in 2014, the same year as Destiny, because it was the tie-in game to Age of Extinction, which came out the summer of 2014.
Okay.
So
Hey, you wanna do a-
that's funny that both of those games came out in 2014. Rise of the Dark Spark was first, but I wasn't really necessarily saying in order earlier. I was just saying one of 2. So the other one,
Okay.
but yeah. So that's funny. But both of those games came out in the same year. That's really weird.
Want to do a collab?
Yes, but
We'll do a
Rise of the Dark.
we'll do a retrospective of the Cybertron games.
Yeah, because War for Cybertron is one of the games that made me want to get a at the time current generation system, which was the PS3. Oh, Sushi Yoda playing as Nock, one of the new operators. I didn't realize you had those unlocked. And so yeah, the Ratchet and Clank games on PS3 and War for Cybertron were the games that really wanted me to get at the time current generation hardware. When at the time I had a PSP, a Nintendo DS, a PlayStation 2, and a Wii.
Oh, so you've got a DS? Oh, great.
I did.
Then we can talk about.
I got rid of my DS a long
time
time ago.
Dude.
I got my
Well,
PSP and my DS went away a long time ago because the DS is what also helped create my love for gaming, what almost killed it at the same time. So
What game?
it was just all the shovelware. It's just what they're.
Oh.
I mean, I thought there were some great games. I mean, the DS, the DS Transformers games for the first movie, awesome. I love. Oh, I just destroyed your breaching charge, Loka. I apologize. That's and then.
Oh, we got the Lord.
Oh, Doc's down. Headshot. It's always a headshot on Doc. It's always a headshot.
Oh, come.
Friendly, last operator.
I shouldn't be mad. I went up against the Lord.
Oh, and here comes Alibi. Bye, Bandit. Oh, what? Was Cav behind me? Oh, no, Alibi jumped behind me. I should have seen that coming. There is that ledge there. I forgot about that.
Okay, so something to say about the DS. The DS, the Wii, and the PS2 have one problem. They were home to some of the worst shovelware I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just because they were popular consoles.
Yep.
The games were under $20, and
Yep.
everyone had one.
Yep.
The reason everyone had a PS2 was because of the
DVD
Blu-ray.
player.
Yep. Or no, sorry, not Blu-ray. That's a PS3, and no one
Yeah.
had that. The only reason why people had a DS was
It was popular?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, there's no right reason why you went to Walmart going to go get a thing of milk and come back with 4 DSs. You
Yeah.
just did.
It just happened. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, because I mean,
I
there
blame-
was some like early handheld LAN multiplayer on some of those games. So I thought the idea, I think the idea of playing with your friends, but also playing handheld stuff was
the Game
something
Boy
that people
Advance
liked.
and I believe it was the original Game Boy and the Game Boy Link cable, which
Well, yeah, but
started
that required
that-
bulky cables and stuff.
Yeah.
With the DS, you didn't have to have all the cables, so you could
Well, you
trade
said
Pokemon
LAN.
or
That
something
was-
without it.
No, that was Wi-Fi. That was over Wi-Fi. It wasn't over LAN.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I mean is that you didn't
Okay,
need the
sorry.
cables, and
Yeah,
you could connect
okay.
to other DSs, and there was like the earliest version of Snapchat ever on the DS in terms of like the little messaging system that was on there.
It's not Picross. That's an actual game, and actually, that's a fun game. what's it called?
Yeah, I can't. It's been a while. It's been too long. I can't remember. But
Flipnote? Is it Flipnote? No, that was from the
no, that was the
3DS.
DSi.
Sorry.
That was on the DSi.
Flipnote.
Right.
Nope,
Anyway,
that's a game.
but anyway,
I know what you're
then-
talking about.
But even then, there were some good games. I mean, the game that really made me realize
The
that video games were more than just movie tie-ins was Drawn to Life, which I think is superior to Scribblenauts.
Oh.
But I mean,
That was your video. That was your video. Okay. I was like, oh, what was it? Was it talking about Scribblenauts?
PictoChat, Sushi
chat,
in the
thank
text
you.
chat with PictoChat.
Woo!
Thank you, my man. Yes, that's what it was. PictoChat.
Thank you for mentioning my least favorite Smash stage. Just kidding.
So I didn't
Please
realize
don't
I had a
ban me.
Smash stage for that. That's actually hilarious. So
Two
yeah,
versions, actually.
PictoChat. Oh my gosh, PictoChat. So
That's
Drawn to Life, because it had a story that actually got me really invested in the game with actual characters that were engaging and fun to interact with and stuff. And then also you got to draw a lot of the tools that you got to use in the game. You got to draw the character you would play as and stuff like that. And so that also helped you get connected to it and everything. And then the second game came out, and it revealed that both the first and second game were happening inside a kid's coma dream, and that was the world you'd been living in for the past two games. And that's like, this is a rated E10 game. What the heck is this? Yeah, it's like,
Okay. Oh, dude, I have heard of the game. Not from your video, but it was a different video that talked about it. That's why it sounded vaguely familiar whenever I first watched that video that you made, and then it all made sense just now for some reason. But oh man, the DS had some great games. Any of the Castlevania games on there were fantastic. The Mega Man, it was ZX, and then the Zero collection were fantastic. Are fantastic, I should say. And it even got the original Resident Evil on there with new content.
What? Oh.
The DS got Resident Evil 1.
oh, Shab. Whew.
Wait a second,
Buck.
there's two
Oh, hi,
of them
Buck.
with
Ah, dang it.
TTV in their name. I killed one of them. The other killed
Oh,
me.
yeah, that probably means Twitch TV.
Operator standing.
Oh. Rip.
I don't know what the heck killed Buck. Who killed Buck? What happened to him? Because from his perspective, it looks like he just died. Did he accidentally shoot a teammate or something? And he got no. It doesn't say that there's the active. Oh, Sushi got him, I guess. Okay, but that's weird because it didn't look like he got, because from the kill cam I was watching, it looks like he just up and died after he killed me. So that's weird. Very good, Sushi.
Yeah, oh man, the DS was a good system. I prefer the 3DS just because of all the Fire Emblem titles. And by that I mean the only one I'll play because I'm a pansy. But, oh man.
Yeah, the DS was definitely a good system. It just had a lot of shovelware on there, and even then, not really knowing too much about video games, I'm looking at it, it's like, this doesn't look like a good game.
Fair.
So, and then the Wii was worse.
Okay, well, yes. Okay, let me give you some background, since I'm kind of like the Nintendo guy now, or at least that's what I feel. But so the Wii's main audience, as you might guess or might have already known, was a casual audience.
Yep. That's why it was very popular.
That's why Brunswick's Pro Bowling is on the Wii. And Wii Music, but we don't talk about Wii Music.
Oh, my sister, that was like, after a time, that was the only game my sister ever cared about, was Wii Music.
Go watch the E3 presentation for 2010.
That seems like, I've heard about that a couple times. That's something I was like, that seems like one of those flashbacks to a interesting time.
Nope,
it seems like it's the Nintendo version of Ridge Racer, almost.
And $499 US.
Ugh.
Remember that, Jim?
You'll need a second job. What we're striving for here is authentic battles from Japanese history. Now here's a giant enemy crab.
A giant enemy crab. Attack its weak point for massive damage. No, my favorite one is E3 2013 or 2014, and it was PopCap, and they were talking about it was Garden Warfare was coming out at the time, which is it's an okay game. I haven't played in a while, so I don't know if my opinion still holds up. But they're talking about it, and then this dude, you have to go watch it. Just go look up Peggle 2 E3. It's amazing.
Okay, Rook
like
just
no
tried to
top-
spawn peek me.
Oof.
It didn't end well for him.
I took out 2 of Jaeger's ADSs, which were literally next to each other. Like what? Where? What was he? What was he thinking?
Oh, dang
I
it.
died.
Okay, yeah, so Jaeger just went outside. He's at about 65. I should have put my claymore there.
Oh, it's up to the randos.
That's never good.
Oh.
I was about to
Especially
say,
when
I'm the only one that's got a
okay.
kill so far this round. What are the randos doing? Okay, now they're doing better now.
Okay, and I don't think how much of the PS2 library did you play, Prentice? Was it a good deal?
Actually, you know what? Well, probably not much considering how expansive the PS2 library was, because that was a big library. But
Oh, yeah.
I actually had probably maybe 40 games from the PS2.
Okay.
A lot of them were licensed, to be fair. Whether they be Star Wars or I mean, one of the ones that my sister and I
Transformers.
played a lot was Chicken Little, the video game.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, the Disney movie Chicken Little. What a...
No, the game. The
Ooh.
game. Specifically the game.
Yeah,
I
so...
played it at a friend's house like a couple of times growing up.
Probably not. It's one of those things where looking back, actually that probably was not a very good game, but boy did I enjoy playing it.
Have you played the Incredibles license game for the PS2?
I had the Rise of the Underminer on Game Boy.
Go. Oh no! Play the PS2 version of Rise of the Underminer and the Incredibles.
Yeah, I've heard since that those were actually pretty decent games.
Oh no, more than decent. More than decent.
Let's see here.
Also, another fun
in terms
fact,
of non-licensed. We had the 2 Thrillville games. If anyone remembers Thrillville.
I do. I
Yeah.
never played it.
Yeah, those were fun games.
You better have had a Guitar Hero.
Nope, never had. I've played Guitar Hero all of 1 times, I think.
Do you
but
like it?
we never
Or
owned it.
just... Oh, that was my dad and I. We love that game. Still do.
See,
Not the
that
new one, the
Guitar
old
Hero,
ones.
that was, I think, also because of the fact that you had to get the giant peripheral that made the game cost like $200.
That's what made it fun.
It's like that was a big turnoff for us. So
Okay.
and then also we were, I mean, we were the casualist of the casual. So definitely not gonna.
I know a ton of casual people who played that. Well, Rock Band costs more, but I think Rock Band's the better game.
Enemy scan inbound. Starting your time.
Oh,
But then
stand
again,
still!
good
Dang it! I didn't stand still in time.
Okay, so quick, how many of you guys know VeggieTales?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so did you know that there was a licensed game on the PS2? It's a Christian.
Doesn't surprise me.
I don't think it ever got over into Europe. I don't know. Someone can correct me on that.
Oh,
But,
Ying, we got a Ying.
Yep. She's down.
See, and then that was another game we played a lot. I have no idea who developed this, who published it, or what. But one of the games that we played a lot was a game simply called The Bible Game.
Oh, dude! Oh.
Essentially, what that game was, it was
It's
was
Mario
a game
Party for your
show.
atheist child.
It
was
was
Mario Party for your atheist child. Have you gone back and listened to the soundtrack?
You know what? I remember the soundtrack a lot, but I haven't gone back to listen to it in a while. But I do remember the soundtrack a lot.
It's
I would
atrocious.
always play as the red cowboy guy, and I would always win just because I was older and so thus better with hand-eye coordination than my sister.
And Bible trivia.
Well, that too.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Oh, the game is, the soundtrack is.
I can hear the menu music in my head right now.
Okay, so according to the back of the box, the game has the quotes hottest Christian tracks from the up and coming Christian artists as a selling point.
As what's at what time? What, circa 2005?
Earlier, 2003.
Oh gosh.
I want to say 2003. I know we had it. Actually, fun fact, that's how I broke my first PS2.
Really?
My dad had taken it to his Sunday school class. He was teaching 6th grade. The power went out. He trips on the cord. and breaks
Oh,
up that
goodbye,
PS2.
Sledge. That was your melon. Popped. Sorry, that was a bad time to interrupt. Talking about blowing someone's head off.
You're fine. You're fine.
It's
No,
like,
you're
oh
fine,
yeah, my
man.
dad was teaching a Sunday school class. I just blew your head off. Yeah. Poor
No, that's
timing.
fine, man.
Is that how your
wait.
PS2 was broken? Someone got mad that they kept getting spawn killed?
Yeah. No, he tripped on the cord whenever the power went out.
Ah.
Oh, that's bad.
All right, Dukabe's going to have to do something here pretty soon.
10 seconds to go.
Oh, Loka, she's in the hallway right here. Pincer movement, pincer movement.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Good teamwork.
Sweet victory. Yep.
Sweet victory.
Now, I know this. Speaking of Sweet Victory, I know this was a game on the PS2, but we had the PC version, like the one of the 3 games we had the PC version of. But we
Battle
did
for
have
Bikini Bottom?
SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on the PC. We
That
played
game is still good. The game is still good. I can confirm. It's actually good. Actually, it's more than good. It's great. How do you like 3D collectathons? What's your anger for
that game was a collectathon of a collectathon. That was the most
Of a
collectathon.
collectathon.
Yeah, that there's a lot of stuff to do in that game.
Yes.
Yeah, the remake
sparkly
is coming soon, as
objects.
Sushi makes sure to point out. That was a big surprise. THQ Nordic, what are you mad lads doing? I mean, that is THQ Nordic is just buying up whatever they can. Over the longest time,
they're
they're
not
not
buying
actually
up.
releasing anything, and now all of a sudden they've got like 2 remakes of PS2 classics coming out. Destroy All Humans and Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Bikini Bottom. Yeah, Battle for Bikini Bottom is still good to this day. I have it for my GameCube.
Good work. The biohazard container has been located.
It's fantastic. Oh man. Put him out of misery. Alright.
5 seconds to insertion.
4.
So on the topic of PS2 games, I actually just won 2 auctions on a site that's not eBay, but
Oh.
very similar to eBay.
Craigslist?
No.
I know.
Oh, that's Jaeger. And
What were the games?
Whoa. One of the games, I wasn't even looking for, but I saw that the same seller had it, and I was like, oh, what the heck? I'll auction for
I'll buy it.
Quake 3 Revolution.
Oh.
But that wasn't why I was on the auction at all. Instead, it was for, speaking of licensed games, and this one is probably pretty bad.
Oh,
But it's one of those.
Come
that,
on.
Hostile activity.
I'm
I'm.
Sushi with the sledge kill.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait to see this. Bam!
Oh. So yeah, I won the auction for Quake 3 Revolution, and probably the most Loka game you can ever think of.
So they had lots of sharks.
Jaws the movie. based off of the game.
Jaws Unleashed.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, Gums, it's Gums Unleashed. Dude. It's trash. Yeah, it's trash, but it's got sharks.
I still, and also it was a very reasonable price, because when I looked at other sites, it was up to like $100.
What? For Gums?
No, Jaws.
Yeah, I know.
Jaws
We just call it.
Unleashed.
We call it. We call it Gums.
Okay.
You know,
I thought you said
Gums.
guns.
no Gums.
Jaws Guns
Okay.
Unleashed. It's just a shark
Now-
with 2 M16s on the cover.
Now
play that
everything
game.
makes sense.
Okay.
No, you know like the thing that it's got your mouth. It's that thing.
Oh, they're in kitchen. And Mute blew himself up with a nitro cell.
Oof.
That's everyone. Oh, no. Yep, that's everyone.
Oh, nope.
The heck?
So were they PS2 games or PS2s with games?
No, I just got the PS2 games because we have a PS2 console upstairs.
Oh, good.
So I can't wait to bring the horror to Amity Island again.
Is this going to be a local Let's Play series?
Honestly, I would love to do it, but I don't have any equipment to record.
Oh.
Oh! I was gonna help out Knock, and then I just walked right into a C4. Rip me.
Where are they?
Man, I was gonna make a joke,
I'm
but
securing the objective. Oh, there's.
Nice job,
There we
Loka. Ooh, I just got a trophy.
Oh, speaking of trophies, have you noticed they've changed a lot of the trophies for Siege?
Have they?
Yeah.
Ooh, what have they changed it
make
to?
it
I'm gonna.
easier?
I'm gonna.
Easier or harder?
Both.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna pull this up right now. Let's exit. Let us exit out of matchmaking, and let's take a look at these trophies for Rainbow Six Siege. Let's see here. Where's my trophy list? Here we go. Trophies.
Yeah,
I'm
as,
pulling this up on the mobile app. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six
as-
Siege now at 94%.
As Sushi says, they've replaced all the terrorist hunt as well as all the situations trophies for more easier, like get 5 kills with.
Oh, but I had all the
specific
situation
weapons.
trophies.
Yep, but they've changed it anyway.
Okay, so
Because
sure enough. So let's see here. What was that one I got?
I-
Perimeter secured. Win a secure area match in ranked casual multiplayer. I got that just now. Very rare. 14.1% of people have that. That's probably just because it's a new trophy. This is interesting. Okay. Accessorizing. Equip 50 weapon attachments. I have to be very close to that, just with how much I've played. What else do I not have? Let's see here. Master. Achieve gold rank. Okay, I've done that before, but I guess they must have just changed that. So
Yeah.
I haven't done that since they changed it. Oh my gosh. I need 3 trophies to have the platinum in Rainbow Six Siege. Get 10 kills
Wow.
through bullet penetration. Equip 50 weapon attachments and achieve gold rank. Oh my gosh. What are these people doing with their trophies? This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. One of the trophies that I need to get because most of the trophies are easier to get, with the exception of 2. One being the achieve gold, which I mean it's not hard for us since I'm also on gold rank. However, one of the new trophies is get, I think, 4 or 5 flawless victories in ranked.
I must have that because I'm not seeing that.
Yeah. So whatever that trophy was originally, you must have gotten that one.
Yeah.
Because they just
Because I'm
went in and
seeing,
changed it.
so I'm seeing win around 50 times in casual ranked. Bang, get 5 kills with a pistol. Yeah, just put on all your current attachments.
Yeah.
Win 100 attack rounds. Perfectionist. Get 5 flawless victories in ranked. I must have already had whatever that was originally because I've got. Let me see
Yeah.
when I got it. 6/26/2017. So I actually got that over 2 years ago. So.
Well, happy 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's. This is pretty amazing because Rainbow Six Siege, I've always had a bunch of trophies in it just because I've played the game a lot. But then one of the trophies was win a match of terrorist hunt on realistic difficulty, which is very hard. Another one was get 1,000 bullet penetration kills or something along those lines in terrorist hunt, which is incredibly hard. That I'm like, I'll just never platinum this game and not bother with it. But now this is very doable. Ooh.
Was terrorist hunt like a thing that was removed?
No, Terrorist Hunt is a game mode in Rainbow Six where you play against AI. And in just regular mode, the AI are difficult because they're programmed to only aim for your head. So they're not the sharpest AI in the game. In any video game, but because they'll always just fire a bunch of random shots before they finally hone in on you. But the second you have like a 2-second reprieve time to try to kill them before they just immediately headshot you, so it's kind of difficult to play Terrorist Hunt sometimes, especially on harder difficulties. Yeah. So they've removed all the Terrorist Hunt trophies. So this is the second. This is the second case of a dev team changing the trophies in their video game very recently. The first was Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017, in which they changed the trophy for Heroes versus Villains, which was originally kill 50 opponents that are marked while you yourself are marked. Very difficult.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, very difficult because Heroes versus Villains is
no one plays it.
Yeah, well, no one plays it, and the people that do play it are try-hard level 40 Anakin Skywalkers. So yeah, so
not anymore.
Yeah, so
I cry a little every day.
Yeah, Heroes vs. Villains is hands down the worst game mode in Battlefront 2. But then they changed to just get 50 eliminations in Heroes vs. Villains. So I had been playing the game mode enough that to try to get the original version of the trophy that I already had most of the eliminations. So I played it for like an hour, and then I got I got like 3 or 4 eliminations, and then I got the trophy, just like that. When I had been working over 2 years almost to try to get the trophy originally, so that was a nice change. And so now I am only 2 trophies away from the platinum in Battlefront 2. One of them is.
Do you have to replay the garbage campaign?
I will have to do that, but that's just to get collectibles, and that's an easy trophy guide hunt away. Yeah. And then the other one is defeat 25 hero ships with fighter class ships, which I have 24. So I need one more, and I will have that trophy, and then I'll just have to go and hunt down all the collectibles in the campaign, and then I will have the platinum in Star Wars Battlefront 2, which a grand total of 0.3% of Battlefront 2 players have that platinum trophy. So I will be in a very exclusive club there because I mean the campaign.
Tell us what it's like.
The campaign trophies have a good percentage. Because like the last mission, for instance, has a 37.8% completion rating. So that means 37.8% of the Battlefront 2 players have that trophy. In terms of trophies on PlayStation, that's actually a very high percentage. Believe it or not, a lot of people, I guess, just pick up a game and then play it for a little bit and then don't ever bother.
Or the multiplayer.
Or the multiplayer. But even then, for games like Uncharted 4, hold on, let me scroll down to Uncharted 4. Let me see how many people have actually finished Uncharted 4. I'm going to have to scroll for a minute here.
Like on any of the difficulties?
Well, forget the difficulties. I'm just talking about the just beating it on one difficulty the first way through. Okay, Uncharted 4 Thief's End. Let me see here. Complete the game in Explorer mode, rare 41.5, which is easy, I guess.
Yeah,
41
that's very easy.
Yeah, 41.5% of people have that trophy. So less than half of the people that bought Uncharted 4 have actually finished the game. So have finished the story.
And you get that regardless of what difficulty you get. So
right. So that tells you something. So someone could have played it through hard. The most hard difficulty on their first playthrough, and they would have gotten that trophy.
No, it would have been hard, and then crushing gets unlocked later. Which, by the way, there's a glitch. I'll tell you later. I don't want Sony to hear us.
And so, for what I've seen, Spider-Man seems to be seems to maybe have like the highest trophy collectible rates out of almost any game on PlayStation I've seen. Because a whopping 9.3% of players have the Platinum Trophy in Spider-Man. That's actually a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
Especially considering how well that game sold. Let me see here. Where's like Chapter 1? Where's the chapter... Okay, yeah. Complete Chapter 1. Common. 72.8% of people have completed Chapter 1 in Spider-Man. Chapter 2, 61.5% of people have completed Chapter 3. Chapter 2.
Through.
Yeah. And then playing through the last chapter, and then maybe you stopped there, maybe you didn't, but at least beating the story, 51.9% of the people that played Spider-Man have completed the story for Spider-Man. And Loka, if I'm not mistaken, that's you now, correct?
Wait, just finishing Spider-Man or Platinum?
Just the story.
Oh, yeah. I've finished it.
About time. Congratulations, my friend, because that's a game that he's been trying to get through for a while. So congratulations on finally getting through it.
Release.
So
I still haven't.
So yeah, and 93.9% of players got at least through the first level, which is knocking down Kingpin. So yeah, a lot of people have the trophies in Spider-Man. That's probably because it's a fantastic game. I mean, who doesn't want to swing around and play as Spider-Man? That's just fun. So
Batman.
Well, Batman, yes, but he's Batman. So
Batman.
So yeah, trophies are a very interesting thing. So it'll be cool to maybe have the platinum in both Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Rainbow Six Siege. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm not the biggest trophy hunter, but if I really enjoy a game, I do like saying that I've got the platinum for that. So just hold on, let me look at God of War's trophies. Let me let's see here. That's let me get down to at least. Okay, okay. So this is interesting. The trophy for completing the story, not necessarily the entire game, for God of War, 54.3% of players. So last year, Spider-Man and God of War, a lot of people played through the story of that game, but they were arguably two of the biggest games of the year last year. So.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? There it is. I have to check. I'm curious about one game in particular. I don't remember what it was, what the stats were. Let me check. Was it on the PlayStation app? Correct?
Yeah, I'm looking on the PlayStation app just because we're still sitting here. Because if I were to do this on the console, no one would be able to see anything.
Oh, well, they can deal with it.
Well, granted, there's not too much to see right now anyway, but...
Yeah.
Alright, let's see here. Trophies. Oh, hey, I got 21% of all the trophies in Welcome Park. Welcome Park.
Welcome. Oh my gosh, Welcome Park. I thought they removed that.
Nope, still in.
Oh
okay,
my gosh.
I take it back. I have my Vita was from Japan.
That explains it because they patched out Welcome Park ages ago. So I know you did some modding probably, but
I know I haven't modded it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, so I was about to say. So that's the internal data from your Vita. No, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I would have figured that once you synced it up to your PS account, then
It's still in there.
that's
All right,
interesting.
Okay, so what's the most common trophy that you've seen so far?
Probably something from let's for argument's sake, let's say beating the first level of Spider-Man, common 93.9%.
Okay, my trophy is just underneath yours. Soul Rebellion from Persona 5, which is obtaining the first Persona in the game, 90.9%.
Because I'm guessing that's
this is
early
like-
on in the game as well, considering you're getting your first.
It's about like 2 hours in.
Yeah, that's near the beginning.
Yeah, for a 90-hour-long game. Yes, it is.
Yeah, especially for a 90-hour-long game, that's very close to the beginning. So,
It's a fantastic game. I cannot recommend it enough, and especially for you since you have a Vita, get Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. You do not have to play the games in any order. Well, except for 1 and 2. You have to play 1 and then 2 for you to get any of the story, but 1's garbage.
let's see here. Let's see. All right, so here's now this is an older game at this point, but complete the single-player campaign on any difficulty in Modern Warfare 2, rare at 32.5%.
I literally
That's
just
a higher-
got the Equip 50 attachments trophy
Yeah, let's
as
see.
we speak.
Yeah, let's see. So we're about to end here, but we'll end on that. Let's see if I can get that trophy right quick. Let's just.
Can Princess get platinum?
Well, not necessarily the platinum because I'd have to get gold first. But let's add some attachments to some guns.
And I just remembered, this is actually the second time I've gotten the Equip 50 attachments.
I was about to say, I thought it was already a trophy, so.
Yeah, I got that one way before they changed it, and now they've just changed it, so I apparently have another one.
Yeah, because they because they did something with it a while ago, to where if you've been playing the game for a while and you booted it up, then all of a sudden it popped. So that's interesting. Oh no, that wasn't it. What I'm thinking of is the unlock all the operators trophy, which you definitely would automatically get, since at one point they ended up making all the operators available, the year 1 operators available from word go. So that was definitely one that you would just turn on and then it would pop. So. Alright, so that's Sledge all kitted out. Let's move on to Thatcher. A lot of his stuff is already equipped because I use Thatcher a lot, although there is some stuff here that... See, none of my attachments unsynced, so I don't know what happened with you, Sushi. That must have just been a weird glitch. But, okay, I've got a annual grip on there. That's all pretty much equipped. I never use a shotgun, but I'll put stuff on here anyway. Weapon skins don't count, I assume.
Actually, there might be. I think there's a separate trophy for applying weapon skins.
Well, I think I probably already have that. Because that sounds familiar to me. That it does. It does count. So equip. Yeah, because like Ash's R4C I never use, but I can just go ahead and put attachments on here, and then that'll count. So. Oh my gosh, this thing, the recoil pattern on the RC4, that's hilarious. It slants to the side.
Oh, and by the way, I'm just now checking out Welcome Park since I haven't checked it out since I put my PS Plus account. It works. It still works.
Have you updated your Vita? Like, put it through?
No, it's on the most recent firmware, 3.7.
I could have sworn that they took it off because that was a big thing when they removed it. Well, granted, you said yours came from Japan, so I don't know. Maybe they left it on for the Japan versions. All right, hold on. I've got a weapons kit.
Well, this has still got to be the best. What am I trying to say? The best. Like, how to use your anything I've ever seen, like tutorial for a game console I've ever seen. Mainly about its features. It's a good time waster too.
I never really put any time into Welcome Park.
Well, you'll never get that platinum.
Oh, I don't even think I may not even have like a single trophy in Welcome Park. I don't know. So, because I'm not even sure I booted it up.
Yeah, all it is like beat this mini game in under 20 seconds for the slide puzzle, which make sure you do something that you can actually recognize. It took me. I did one of my boxes, and it took me over 5 minutes. I'm still ashamed.
So going through all my stuff here, I have a lot of weapon skins for stuff I didn't realize I had because I never use these weapons. That's interesting.
Oof.
Yeah, that's already equipped. Oh, you know what? I can give Thatcher back his claymores. Yay! Yeah, people on YouTube, please stop glitching out people with shields and stuff so they can stop removing Clash and deployable shields from the game. That's just not cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I've already got a vertical grip on there.
Why don't you just try equipping and unequipping weapons or attachments?
That's why I'm putting attachments on the weapons.
Oh, just need 50 of them.
Yeah, so I'm just going through and making because it's not difficult to do because each operator has multiple weapons to choose from. So it's
so they're locked to a specific character. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just so it's like there's a weapon I may never use, but I can place the laser sight on it, and then that'll count to the. Because here's the. For instance, the revolver that we were using earlier in the cowboy mode, I just attached a laser sight to it. I'm never going to use it, but hey, there it is. That's an attachment. Move on to Monty. Actually, Monty's probably already equipped with everything because he's a pistol-only person, and there's not really many attachments you can put on a pistol. So, actually, same with Glass. Oh, hold on, I could put a laser sight on this one, or a barrel, rather. Just because it's not the one I usually use, but that's an attachment. Oh yeah, see, I don't have any attached. I don't even have a camo on Fuse's LMG. I wonder if I have any fancy camo. Oh, wow. Holy cow. This is some weird camo. That's weird. Must have gotten those in an alpha pack ages ago. So this has a barrel I can put on it. Oh, that'll help with the... Okay, that's fuse. Oh, except I don't have that weapon. Equip. There we go. That's better. Blitz. Yeah, I can definitely... Oh, IQ. Yeah, IQ's not someone I use hardly ever, so she's got 3 weapons here that don't have any attachments on them. Well, I mean, we're pretty. If you need to be going, Sushi, yeah, you can go ahead and go. I haven't done the wrap up or anything yet because I'm going to see if I can get this trophy as the grand finale. But if you need to be going, you can. Oh yeah, you can go play ranked if you want to.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta be getting close here, even if it started over from square one to get this trophy. I gotta be getting close just because I'm going through all these operators. That one's got an attachment. Oh my gosh, I forgot I forgot I had the scary predator face mask for IQ on. That startled me. Oh yeah, Buck has a secondary weapon. That's right, it's a semi-automatic, so I never use it. Laser sight. Blackbeard, yeah, because I haven't touched Blackbeard's scar ever. I don't think. Oh, it's already equipped. I don't know. I might use Blackbeard's scar because it seems like the scar is very much the more popular option when it comes to Blackbeard as opposed to the other thing.
It is.
I might try it out. Well, Capitow's pretty much already kitted out. No, but he does have this Para 308. No, I don't have any attachments on. Grip, angled grip. Yeah, just throw an angled on there. Hey, there we go! Accessorizing! We got it! We got it, boys. Alright, so that's one...
20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It's one trophy closer to having the platinum in Rainbow Six Siege. And with that, I think that's a pretty good place to leave it. So we had some fun, we had some adventures, we had some good discussion. Hopefully here pretty soon in the next couple weeks we can do another one of these because we did take a long break from streaming. which again I apologize for. It's just never. I mean, we tried a couple times, but it seemed like everyone had their own things going on, and were busy or something, so it just never really came together. But this time it did. So we've had a nearly 3-hour stream to make up for that. So hopefully here pretty soon we'll have something else to do because, well, I mean, I guess we could have maybe played that soccer game that was going to be free with PS Plus this month until they changed it over to Detroit Become Human. But oh well. So that was probably
the deluxe isn't it the deluxe edition of that?
And it's even the deluxe edition. Yep. So that's a nice. That's a nice, and that's another one of those. Oh, Sony only makes the exact same type of games. It's like, Detroit Become Human is very different. But anyway, so yeah, so we've just now hit the 3-hour mark. So that is going to be it for this stream. I've been Princess 1215 once again, joined by Coca-Cola. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Sushi has been in the chat. We've been bringing him up every now and then of course Dexter Corp HD also joined us. So
Anti-hello.
Yeah, anti-hello. That is a goodbye. So yeah, that's been it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are not actually in the description below. I've been doing editing on review videos, so that's why I said that. Oops. So ignore that last little bit. But of course, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all
check out our
next
Twitch page.
time. No, we don't.
Discord server.
No, we don't have either of those either. So that's it for this video. We'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.